somebody to someone. Oh, I never had nobody and no road home. I wanna be somebody to someone. And if the sun starts setting, the sky goes cold, and if the clouds get heavy and start to fall, I really need somebody to call my own. I wanna be somebody to someone. Someone to you, someone to you, someone to you.
Should be good.
Someone to you. I don't even need to change the world.
I think I'm all set.
I'll make the moon shine just for your view. I'll make the starlight circle the room. And if you feel like night is falling, I wanna be the one you're calling. 'Cause I believe that you can lead the way. I just wanna be somebody to someone. Oh, I wanna be somebody to someone. Oh, I never had nobody and no road home. I wanna be somebody to someone. And if the sun starts setting, the sky goes cold, and if the clouds get heavy and start to fall, I really need somebody to call my own. I wanna be somebody to someone. Someone to you.
Tonight, I'm working on a poster for a friend's birthday gift. It's all Japanese mythological creatures that we created as characters. So yeah, I'm just trying to decide if I want to change how this dragon's head looks. So I did another sketch of the head, and I'm going to trace it. I'm going to just get a feeling of what I think works better. Honestly, I think the new one's going to work slightly better, even though I like the style of the old one. I just think it has better interaction. It's more characteristic to it rather than just the head staring downward. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get my hand to draw today. Can't do a whole lot about that, I don't think. Disconnected on that, so stream health is stream health. We'll see how it goes. Oh, geez. Hey! Taylor! Are you flying? Did you pay for the internets or did you get internets? Did I keep you waiting? I'm sorry, I had to finish dinner. I went out and bought sushi tonight. I was very excited. Oh boy. Do you get internet or do you have to pay for it? I would have had to pay for it on my flight to Japan. Dang. Okay, well you flew to New York. I was thinking, I forget you didn't fly into Detroit, which is what I had done. So I'm thinking, oh man, she spent all this time sitting in an airport, but no. How was your first flight? Let's see. Yeah, I didn't do that either. It wasn't worth the like 30 bucks. I figured I was gonna sleep half the time anyway, so I didn't. How's the music sound to you? I'm assuming, yeah, you have sound on so you can hear me. How's the music sounding through the mic? You haven't got it figured out yet? Let me think. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. It's a bit loud. Thank you. Well, that would be cool. That's very cool. I'm sure it was beautiful. What's going on next year? Nope, not listening to that. Aw, turtle duck. I'm gonna miss you. Of course, I mean, it's not... The only thing that's different than you being in school is, like, the time difference, but... I'm still gonna miss you. No, that would be so awful. I can't imagine living in New York. I don't know that I could. Oops. Let's see if I get these eyes fixed here. One heart with a million voices. One day it could all be gone. Hold on to the words they told us. Hold on to it all, my son. No, driving would never be worth it. Like, just from what I saw in Japan, driving's never worth it. When you have subways that there's always one passing by every, like, 3 minutes. Like, it makes no sense to try to drive anywhere in Tokyo. First of all, his brow should come down to here. I'm trying a different method with this drawing than what I did with yours. Because I'm having a hard time seeing the dragon's face, so I'm like, well, maybe if I sketch him and I kind of warm up, maybe it'll look better? I don't know. Not sure yet. What do you think of the head, Taylor? With all your artistic ability, I need your advice. You like... Oh, it's probably really hard to see on your phone. Do you like the dragon that you're staring each other down like this? Or do you like the head pointed down like this? Like I had drawn it and I spent so much time on. But I don't know if... I think I might like it better with that little bit of 3/4. Yeah, okay. So that's what I'm gonna go with then. I figured... I'm trying to think of, like, everything that Kaylee would say she would and she wouldn't like. It's really hard because, like, she's my artistic opinion person. This is for her, so... Hi, Golden! Welcome! I have another friend to watch! Yay! Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't live anywhere where I'd feel safe taking a bus or anything. But, like, if I lived in Tokyo, I would be on that train all the time. I was on that train all the time. Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome. Oh, I got a message. Oh, I'm trying to do a Pokemon Go trade with somebody. Okay, so I gotta work on this head then. So maybe I should, yeah. It's gonna be easier to see if I just get rid of that dragon for a second. Yeah, our buses you might get shanked, so it's fine. Oh, let me answer this guy real quick. Let me see. He wants a legendary that's not in the boxes right now. What would you want for it? Like, I feel like everything I have in Pogo isn't, like, worth a whole lot. Can I search by legendary? Yes, I can. Good deal. Gee, what's good in PvP right now? This is a good song. I am trying to get a Heatran because I never rated for one the entire month it was out. And so, like, I wasn't, like, dying to get it because I figured it would be out at some point. It'd be re-released. But since this kid's already got them and Kaylee said he's throwing them away, I'm like, I'll take it. I will save the poor Heatran from being thrown out. But yeah. Yeah, it's a good song. Great songs. Good times. Good times. Come on, Kyle. Cresselia. I never got a Cress either. Sorry. Oh, Hamilton. Hey, Taylor. It's Hamilton. Hi, Crowley. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, I'm working on a poster for one of my best friend's birthday gifts. So it's all book characters from a story we're co-writing. So yeah. Yep, Hamilton. Guess what, Golden? Fire bought us tickets to Hamilton today. So I'm gonna go get to see it for the second time. I'm so excited. I forgot Cresselia was even ever out. Let's see. Lottie. Oh, I'm gonna give you an os, because I only have one Latias. Okay. And then you... One second, guys. I'll get back to drawing. I'm distracted. And thanks, Curly. And yes, they are in fact seats. That's the important thing, is that you get to see it live. How much of it you get to see, who knows? But you get to see it live. Thanks, Gold. We're very excited. It was a lot cheaper tickets than the first time we bought them, too, so that was even bonus. Center's good. I mean, I was up pretty high when I saw Wicked for the first time, but I was, like, front row of the balcony, though, and I take it that that's not where we're at. Oh, is Zigzagoon check? No, it's a Spoink. Surprise, Zigzagoon's a Spoink. And thanks, Curly. I'm sure it'll be lots of fun. We're turning into at least I'm turning into a big musical nerd. I was never that big into musicals until, what was my first show, I guess, is technically Les Mis, but it was a local theater. But, Row You, I have no frame of reference for that. Lord. Row you. I take it that that's like close to Z, so is Z the last row? So. We'll see if he ends up being ready for trading. Yeah, center's always good. What Kaylee and I learned when we went and saw Aladdin is the key is you want an aisle seat. That's the key. Is at the Detroit Opera House, you want an aisle seat that's like, doesn't even have to be in the middle aisle. It could be a side aisle seat. And it was so much easier to see around people. So that's what I would recommend doing. But with Hamilton tickets anywhere, you just have to grab what you can get and go. They had all sorts of problems today, I heard. And they sold out really fast, so... Oh, Taylor sent me a picture. Let's see. I had to open up. Ah! Can't keep anything straight. Let me see. Oh! That's hysterical. Here, I'm gonna pull this up here, guys. So we get to see Hamilton. Here's the stage. We're back here, aren't we? We're like right here. But it'll still be cool. I'm still very excited. I hope you enjoy it, Lord, because you haven't gotten to see it yet. But yeah, it'll be great. It'll be a good time. I can't even imagine what seats would have cost. You know, center, even below the mezzanine. It would be miserable. But yeah. You. Well, that'll be fun. But I have to wait till you get back to go see it. It's gonna be so long. I don't even think he wants to trade with me anymore. He's not even there. Dude, my lucky egg's running out. I get back to drawing. Like, I'm pretending I know what anatomy is. Yes. Music and dancing are the most important. Oh, it's so good. Oh, 450 was the max. Yuck. So, frame of reference, when Kaylee and I saw it in Chicago, we paid $270 a ticket. And we were like ground level, but that Chicago theater doesn't feel that big. But they were very like spur of the moment, like, we have these tickets, we are holding these tickets for 2 minutes. We have to decide right now if we're, us as college students, if we're gonna spend almost $300 plus whatever, you know, transport was. And now my mom's texting me. I was supposed to be house sitting for my parents, which is why I was gonna do the stream in the first place. And Mom and Dad are both sick, so they never left. And so now I'm chilling at home alone because my roommate went home. It's good. So it gives me a chance to get this all done for her. But, yep, so now I've made a bunch of plans for tomorrow, and it's an exciting weekend. It's going to be a really weird weekend. I can feel it. I had a weird start to my weekend. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I'm going to try to play around with this music a bit. But, so today I got to stay home from work. One second. So today I got to stay home from work and work from home for most of the day. And, which I thought was great because, I mean, the alternative was they were turning our heat off at work to work on it. And I didn't want to be anywhere near that because we didn't have heat most of Monday. And it was 40 degrees in my cubicle for the first 4 hours. Like, I'm not doing that again. So my boss told me, like, hey, we're shutting off the heat again to work on the heater. So why don't you stay home? Great, yep, I'm gonna stay home. So I'm like, this will be no big deal. And he's like, the only stipulation though is I want you to come back. We're having that, we have like, I guess, an annual luau party at the office. So the only stipulation is that he wanted me back, and he told me several times, 2:30 for this luau, okay? So I'm like, okay, 2:30, I'll drive the half an hour to work for a luau for a half an hour and drive back the other half hour, like whatever, as long as I get to be home most of the day. I was livid because as soon as I get to work, the first guy I see goes, "Oh no, you just missed the limbo contest." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, we just finished the party." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I guess they decided spur of the moment, let's switch the time of this party. And completely like I didn't really care that I was going to, you know, oh jeez. I did not care about really the party itself. I honestly was just gonna go do my job. I really did not care. So what sucked is I drove all the way out there, and I walk into the room, and my boss and his boss are both standing there in this room where there's now only 4 people and all the decorations are still up. And I look at my boss and I'm like, "Rob, you told me 2:30. He's like, "Did I?" I'm like, "Yes." And that's what the email said this week. Like, they sent out a whole company email. 2:30, everyone. 2:30 to 3 is the party. And so I wrote it down. I tattooed it on my arm. I was ready to go. And I was so mad because I ended up driving all the way out there and had nothing to do. I got a couple guys to reenact the limbo for me. But awful. "Okay, Taylor, have a safe flight. Be good. Get some rest so that you're spry when you get there at 3 a.m. Have fun on your trip. Miss you." So, yeah, what started out to be a good, very relaxing, I got lots of work done, working from home day. And I just got so frustrated today. I didn't know what to do with myself. Honestly, what had I lost out on? Because I was still being paid to drive there, basically. It was just 40 minutes to an hour of my time, because once I got there anyway, too, they're like, "Oh, don't worry, so-and-so took pictures." So we don't have to worry about the pictures. I'm like, okay, so-and-so could have taken pictures in the first place, and you didn't even need me there to begin with. Cool. Awesome. Exciting. So yeah. I was just a little bit upset today. Just a little upset with my superiors. And it turns out the schedule got moved around because people they had meetings planned for later in the day, so they pushed it to earlier, which is fine. But just they have my cell phone number, they have my email, and I'm always checking my email when I work from home. So I have no clue why my boss, when he found out, "Oh, party starts at 2, did not text or call me or anything like that. I don't know. So yeah, but hey, weekend's here. I went out, I bought myself a bento box from the local sushi place, so I drove 3 minutes and went and got sushi, and that made me happy. It's sushi and tempura shrimp, because it was delicious. I was so excited for that. So I ate some of that, had a glass of wine. I watched, for the first time ever, America's Next Top Model, and just cringed the entire episode. But it was kind of wonderfully cringy, you know, you're like, I can't believe there are people out there like this, kind of a cringy. So it was a good time. Let's see. So technically, Sparrow should be about here. So yeah, interesting day. Yeah, it's hard to find a good one. It's really hard to find a good bento box. And it's hard to find places that sell good quality food-wise of bento. I just happen to be lucky that the place near me is fairly authentic and it tastes like Japan, I'm back there. So I enjoyed it, but yeah, and Next Top Model, I was laughing hysterically at this one chick who's just yeah, people think I'm just a pretty face, but no, I love animals too. And I'm like, well, they're not usually mutually exclusive things, right? She's like, yeah, I am with PETA, and I'm all for saving animals, and I've saved 5 polar bears. I'm just like, good on you. And then the next follow-up interview question they ask her is, okay, so are you a vegetarian? She's like, no, but I don't eat chicken. I'm like, okay, so you know you're like, PETA would not be very accepting of you if you're not like at least vegetarian, if not vegan. Like, I just had to laugh so hard, like how earnest she was. And like, she had a cause, which is good. We all need a cause and something to stand for. But man, oh man, oh man. It was an experience for sure. Yup. What? Yes. Oh, jeez Louise. I can't draw faces. Look at this. Oh, jeez Louise. What did I do wrong? Okay, I think I'm seeing what I do wrong. I'm gonna... Here's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, it was a good time. I'll probably keep watching it. Just for the kicks and giggles, you know. I'm just not very much of that mind. I never watched the show because I knew what it entailed. I knew the kind of people it entailed, and it's usually not people I would probably get along with. But I couldn't help myself. It was just too good. I mean, I'm struggling tonight a lot. It takes a lot to be able to get me to draw things like this. Especially when you start to draw at like these 3/4 angles, like messes with me. And now I'm trying to draw sketchy legs. That's just what I was drawing. I honestly think I need to develop my sketchy hand-drawn style for my digital work. Because that's, I think, some of my better things are when I just do it by hand in my like spiral-bound notebook kind of thing. I need to learn, my other thing is I need to learn to draw with my whole arm. Right now I'm really only drawing with my wrist, and I know that, at least I've heard, it's better to learn to draw with your entire arm. And it also helps prevent like carpal tunnel if you work for long hours at a time. Wait, mom, dance mob. Right. It's the same reason I used to, Toddlers and Tiaras is a show my mom and I always would watch. Especially because there was a little girl on there also named Mackenzie. I just like, oh man, like, I loved and hated the show at the same time. It's an interesting relationship. Oh yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, I based it off of, I have like a whole Pinterest board full of samples I've been following to try to do the character design. And I think this is just like a kind of a more common nose I saw on like Chinese and Japanese style dragons, and I want it to look different than other Eastern style dragons that I've drawn. But right now I'm just feeling like it's rough, buddy. I was really hoping to be done with all my drawings so I could do like learn how to digitally paint and stuff today. You know, learn. Just do the whole thing all at once. Just know it automatically. But honestly, I think I'm going to end up spending my whole time lining this dragon's head, and then I still have to draw the phoenix's tail, or at least enough of it to where I have it drawn, so I can kind of fade it out. All these creatures, why the tiger's missing back legs, and the tortoise isn't fully developed, and I mean, the crane's fully drawn, but that's because I feel like with his element, I can't hide things very well. All of these creatures, they're all involved with a different element. I mean, you can kind of see it here with the dragon drawing I have. Where's my phoenix at? Okay. I've drawn some swirls. I want to create like a water effect for him because he's a water dragon of sorts. At least the element for him is water. For the crane, it's going to be wind, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to hide a whole lot with that, so I ended up just trying to go for it and draw all that I can. The tiger's going to be fire, so that's why I was able to excuse the flames. And he does have two tails on purpose, because with the lore in this story is that these are the 5 gods that these people believe in. And they're really just spirits, but it's what the people worship. And they believe their one god to be a fearsome tiger, which in case you don't know, like, tigers are not something that are they're not native to Japan. It's very more of a other side of Asia thing. So they have a misconception that their one god's a tiger, but really it's a two-tailed cat from, like, their myths. But the cat's a shapeshifter, so it appears as a tiger to them. So it's kind of illusion and deception kind of thing. And then the tortoise is going to be Earth. So somehow I'm going to put, like, earth spikes around him. And I kind of want it to lead up into, like... Oh, it's not even drawn anything right now. At least I can't see anything. What am I doing? Much have been drawn over it? No? What am I... Oh, it's an eraser, I bet. Yep. Lol. And then it's gonna be these kind of mountainous like things. So it'll be like woo and swirls of water and whoosh and the wind somehow and flames, like tiger jumping through hoop kind of flames. And then the final element is actually the phoenix. Actually in Japanese, like this is all based off of Japanese mythology and Shintoism and Buddhism. It's something that Kaylee and I kind of discovered as we're researching stuff for this book. The phoenix is kind of representative of the void, but it's not just the void, it's also like the heavens. So it's kind of like this culmination of all the elements and yet none of the elements. So I kind of see him as kind of fading in from the background. So yeah, it's just something very different, and it's an interesting story to kind of put together and kind of create our own religion in a weird way. And it was like we've been working on this story for probably 6 years or so, just kind of keep redeveloping it and coming up with different ideas and different directions to take it in. And the concept for the Godai, which are these 5 gods, I discovered maybe about a year ago, and I was just completely blown away by how it fit the story so perfectly. And I'm like, there is no way that like these 5 can't be included. It was originally going to be 4 gods, but 4 in Japanese is she, and she is like another word for death. So we knew that wasn't going to be a good thing, especially if it's based off of Japanese mythology, to be, you know, having that kind of symbolism when we know better kind of a thing. So the idea with 5 gods, just it fit it so perfectly. Yeah, thanks for the sound effects. That's my talent, is sound effects. It's not drawing, it's just sound effects. All the Foley. So yeah. Alright, I gotta keep trying to draw this dragon. I'm going for half an hour and I haven't done any of the dragon. I wish, because honestly, there's an app for this. If you can ink the drawing, you take a picture of it and you can send it over to Photoshop and it's all brushwork. You're done. And I need to get more into that, but I'm not good at inking either, so... yeah. So I just gotta kind of slowly learn how to do this. This is the most frustrating part for me, is honestly lining everything. I very much like my sketchy work because it can kind of hide the imperfections a bit. But once you get to this, like, I'm gonna have to lay into that, yeah, hashtag there's an app for that. Yep. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's an Adobe app. And I used it a lot when I did my, a few of my school projects. And it made my life a whole lot easier to be able to hand draw everything, and as long as I can kind of ink clean enough lines, I'd clean up a little bit in Photoshop and I was good to go. Especially since then I didn't have a screen tablet. Now that I have a screen tablet, it helps a little bit, but you still have to get used to it, and it's not always the easiest thing. Especially when I don't do this every day. I do this pretty infrequently, so I guess I can't be too hard on myself. So yeah. I got a text I should probably respond to shortly. But I'll give it a second because he waited to text me all day. Gotta play hard to get, you know. So yeah, what's new with you, Golden? I saw that you put out a new video. It was really nice. Honestly, I need to watch Steven's Universe. I feel so behind the times. Like, how many seasons are there? And I haven't even given it a try yet, but like, I really ought to. I really ought to give the show a try. Especially with the animation stuff that's been released for this week. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. I really should get into it because I know I'd love it. It's not one of those things where like, I mean, it's not exactly the same. I was putting off watching She-Ra because I didn't care for a lot of edits that were being put out, and I don't really care for a lot of the shippings people make for it. But like, it was pretty funny and pretty cute. I mean, for a Netflix series, I really enjoyed it. Oh man, Chroma Key. Bless your soul. Chroma Key. Chroma Key. Man, it's been a while since I chroma keyed. It's not a fun process, is it? So, yep. Not fun at all. But, okay, so you didn't start watching till last season. Okay, so cool. I'll have to get caught up with that then at some point. There's a bunch of things I really need to give a chance. I just watched it. Blue just recommended a few months ago that I watch Over the Garden Wall. And so I just finished that a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's not that long of a series, so like just finished. It's 13 episodes and each is like 15 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal. But I enjoyed that. It was very cute. And odd. Very odd. So it's one of those that just kind of left you puzzled. But I enjoyed it. I can appreciate it for what it was. I was trying to make the blue backgrounds match for like 4 hours. Ugh. The worst. It's literally the worst. I don't miss chroma keying things. I do not miss at all chroma keying things. I am struggling so hard. What's my other dragon look like? Maybe that's my problem. I don't like this bulb on his nose. But yeah, lots of the editing I've been doing recently is very simplified from what I'm used to doing. It's very much like, okay, I put on all my clips first. Okay, got that done. Okay, now what? And then I figure, okay, well, I'll throw in one of those kind of particle overlays. Sometimes I'll do a slight color adjustment. Not usually, though, lately. I'll let the overlays kind of color things. And then it's, like, soft text. So text with, like, an overlay effect. And sometimes blurred in, blurred out. I like to... My favorite thing to do, and I haven't done in a while, is... like hide the text, and I think that the best way that I've done that is a video I did for Fire like 2 years ago or so. It was I forget what the song was. It was a Panic at the Disco song, I'm pretty certain. But yeah, I really enjoy doing things like hiding the text or working it into the scene. Makes it feel so, you know, it's just another different level of creative as opposed to just layering text. I appreciate it more. Over the Garden Wall. I'd recommend... Okay. Dragon Prince made me sad. And it's not made me sad because the writing was good. It made me sad because, like, you guys were writers and you worked on Avatar The Last Airbender, and why don't you know how to, like, do a different story? I'm gonna try not to bring it down for you, because maybe you'll like it, because I know a lot of people have loved the show. So if you end up loving it, like, power to you, but I'm gonna keep watching it, but it's mostly because I want to see how they're gonna redeem it. I am not that big of a fan of it right now. And I think it's mostly because I can't get over the animation style. And certainly it's a different way to take it. But it's just so limited in the frames. I can't. I know Tennille Flowers on YouTube makes a good, argument for it. Is like, it's still animation, so you can't say it's bad animation. I just would say I don't care for where they decide to budget it. Like, the scenes that they're able to do, like the action sequences, are beautiful. And that's because they have that low frame rate, but everything's so fast. So, like, you don't notice, like, there's not as many frames there because everything's moving. But when it's those smaller, like, quieter moments, it hurts because it feels more like an animatic than it feels like animation. And I just know, like, after watching Atla and Korra and all of the other things, and especially watching Voltron more recently, they can do some beautiful things. The different teams that have worked on these shows can do some beautiful things. So it makes me go, oh man, like, the stills in this, great. When you put them all together, it's just not my thing. Yep. Yep, definitely. I would recommend watching it, just to formulate your own opinion, see how you feel about it. Like, maybe the next season's gonna be really good. I have no clue. I can't say for sure, but yeah, I wasn't that sold into the story, because, like, there were enough plot points that either I could, like, kind of raise question to, or that I was just completely confused about. Like, I had no clue where to take it. It's like, oh, these people are friends. Oh, they're not friends yet. He's definitely evil. No? Not evil? Yes, evil. No. Yes? Where does this person stand? It's not even like a Severus Snape, like, guessing who this person is. It's a, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's, like, flippant and ain't care. I don't know. So, yeah. Okay, so the similar things to Atla is they use a lot of elemental things, and then there's different kingdoms that are all kind of divided and fighting with each other. So that's how the premise kind of starts, is that there's all these elements, and there's this person that had something to do with all these elements, and then everybody was split apart because they couldn't get along, and blah blah blah. Now there's this war raging. So, yeah. So that's kind of where it starts. Yep, ain't care. Ain't care is how I live my life now. It's the only way I survive as a young adult, is ain't care. But yeah, I'd say definitely watch it. Let me know what you think of it. Because I'm not convinced that it's all bad. I'm just not convinced that it's perfect by any means. By any means at all. It was hard to get through the first season, I'm not gonna lie. But I was holding out. I'm like, well, the first episode's always the hardest one to get through. So I'm like, it's gonna get better. I swear. And then in my opinion, it didn't get better, so I didn't know what to do. Hello, puppy lover. Welcome to the stream. I am drawing a dragon's nose. I feel like I've been doing that for forever. So yeah. Definitely give it a try. I have no clue. Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll diverge enough. But, like, the character I like most, like, that I see that has the most potential, I feel like, I don't know how to, I feel like she's not consistent, and it makes me sad because I'm like, she is your killer character of the series. She is a boss woman, or boss girl, really, because she's still pretty young. So I'm like, she's very interesting. I see, it's opening up, and she's part of this kind of rebel group. I'm like, this is cool. And then she's like different every episode. Everybody writes her differently. I swear. I don't know. So yeah, watch it. Let me know what you think. My opinion can probably be swayed about it if the writing changes. And I think the next season for that's coming out relatively soon. I don't even know if this is better. Is this better or worse? No, I feel like I should probably respond to that text now. Let's see.
There beside me as the blood soaked my roots, the soldiers sang the song of grace. The heavy rifle bowed me over to the ground. 2 years I stayed this way until the rifle fell.
Okay.
In this manner for 100 years I grew.
Felt very similar about Lin Beifong. Yeah. Yeah, I would. I'd similar in that way where she's portrayed to be like this kind of tomboyish character and like I don't know. There's also a Lin Beifong-esque character in there, which I also feel like design-wise and stature-wise, I feel like they're very similar. And I was rooting for this character to be interesting. I still think she's very interesting because I think she's deaf. I can't remember because it's been a while since I've seen the show if she's deaf or mute. But it's really cool getting to see her use like sign language to communicate with other characters, and it adds this whole other layer to her, and it creates more of an interesting animation thing. So even though you have that kind of stilted animation style, it's interesting to see her movements work with ASL, but like I just feel like they're never going to do anything interesting with her past what she's done in the first season. I don't know. She's kind of cool. She's like the aunt to some of the main characters, and I think that's interesting. But yeah, she's cool, but I don't know where she's going to go from here. I feel like this points at the wrong. I'm gonna get this figured out someday. This is probably all I'm gonna get done this stream, is just the outline for this dragon, isn't it? Because I can't stay up too late tonight. It's 9:20 right now. And I have to be up probably around 7-ish so I can go get my hair cut and retie, because embarrassing. At the ripe old age of 23, I have so much gray hair. It is the roughest thing in the world. I don't know what to do about it anymore. I started dyeing it last summer because I can't, like, I can't say that. Like, I do dislike that it's graying, especially because my hair is, it's very dark. My hair is naturally like, dark brown, almost towards black, and so when you get silver hair, it is noticeable. I have to part my hair a certain way so that you can't see that most of the underside of my bangs is completely gray. Completely. Like, 2 years ago it was a couple of hairs and I just pluck them and move them on. I can't pluck this many hairs out of my head. I'm gonna, like, my scalp's gonna bleed if I start doing that. So, like, I'm at a loss for what to do other than I just gotta dye it so I prefer when it's brown. I'm not ready to go gray yet. I'm 23. So, we'll see how that goes. So, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time when I got it dyed. I'm gonna make the roots brown again. Going back to brown. And then I'm going to, I've done this new thing where I like getting my ends dyed. So I'm doing, I think, the same color I did last time, where it's like a maroon kind of at the ends. So the first week you won't even really notice that it's that different from my hair color, but after that it's like this bright red purple kind of color, and it's different, and I feel like I'm 23, I gotta live it up. I don't have that serious of a job where they're gonna care about like what color my hair is right now. So like I need to go for it, I figured. And I figured at the very worst, like if I don't like it because it's just ombre at the ends, I just chop it off when I'm done. Yeah, luckily my mom's okay, long story short, my mom's a photographer, and so often will work with the hairstylist I go to and does work for her, and they kind of do like more of a trades thing rather than payment. So luckily I get like heavily discounted like hair treatment and stuff, so that helps a lot. But I can't imagine like trying to dye it myself all the time. Like, that would just be miserable. But yeah, Last time I went was probably November, because I had to get it touched up after the first time I dyed it, and it didn't stay, and my hair at the ends went immediately orange. It was almost comical. I'm like, okay, I can't do orange. I will do many colors. I will not do orange off of my dark hair. Like, it's not Halloween anymore. I'm done with that. So, I went and got that fixed in November. And so, I mean, it's been a couple of months. It's lasted better than I thought it would. When it first started to run out, I'm going, I can't get my hair dyed every month. I'm gonna have to chop it all off. But yeah. It's fun. It was different. It was my rebellious breakup thing. You know, where like, a lot of people break up and do the tattoo. I wasn't ready to commit to that, so I'm like, okay. I was once told that my hair would not look good dyed. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go dye my hair. And I love it so much. It's just like, I feel like it's more of my personality comes out, I think, when my hair is dyed. And I think that's a weird thing to say, but I think so many other people can attest to things like that, or of that nature. Just once you kind of find somewhere where you're comfortable in your own skin. Not that I was uncomfortable, but I think I'm even more comfortable. Yeah, no orange. I debated blue at one point, but I knew that was going to just turn green. And I have a lot of clothes, and I gravitate a lot towards like a burgundy maroon color. Like, I feel like with my darker complexion, it works pretty well. So it's fun. Who knows, maybe in the summertime I'll get tired of my hair being so hot on my neck, I'll probably chop it all off. But this is the longest my hair's probably been in 4 years, and I really like it. I can cut my hair short when I get married. It's my new thing. Wait till marriage to cut my hair. I don't know. But I was cutting my hair short for a while I was dating, and I just need to distance myself as much as I could from where I was, and that was the best way to do it, other than like completely changing who I was. So, and I figured it was pretty harmless to dye hair. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Oh yeah, wigs are fun. That's definitely like the safest way to kind of like play around with hairstyles and stuff. Yeah, and thanks. Yeah, I just needed a change, and I was just gonna dive into it. I almost debated doing a vlog for that too, but I think I was in a weird enough space where I'm like, I don't really want to remember much of this month, so I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do the hair dye thing. And that'll be enough for now. I don't need to vlog it. I debate, tomorrow I'm going to a thing called Snowfest. It's near my, it's pretty close to where I live. It's only about 20 minutes away. But they bring in these giant blocks of snow, and they have snow carving and ice sculpture carving competitions. And it's from anybody in high school up to, like, there are professional people from Canada and from, you know, all around the world who come and compete. And these sculptures can be like 20 by 30 foot in kind of like dimensions. So they're crazy amazing. So I'm hoping that the crowds aren't so bad tomorrow when I get to go. So yeah, it'll be a good day. I debated vlogging it, but like I have no space on my phone to vlog it, and I don't think I want to lug around my DSLR to vlog. Especially when it's only going to be 17 degrees outside. Which, granted, it's better than what last weekend was. Last weekend was -4. Yuck. A response back. Oh. It's one thing that drives me nuts. I know you're there. You just texted me and I responded to you and you haven't read my message. I'm streaming. I shouldn't be texting, I'm streaming. Oh, good lord. I've been working on this dragon's nose for 20 minutes. It doesn't look the same. To a western sky. To everyone. thanks. I hope I have fun too. Hopefully it's not too cold. We don't freeze. It's gonna be very busy. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be full of screaming children and like families touring from all around the world. So like that's always good. But yeah, it should be fun. It'll be a good time. Going with my roommate, and she's bringing her little brother from home, so that's why she's home tonight. She figured, well, I might as well spend time with my, family, and then I can drive my younger brother here with us because he misses his sister who went away to college, Let's check real quick for the messages. Nope, okay. Cool. Yeah, the trick is like, the mittens I have are falling apart. They're the ones where they have, like, the cut-off fingers and the mitten part flaps over the top. So I think my mom's actually gonna meet me at the hair salon tomorrow because she doesn't live that far from where I go. And she's gonna bring me, like, my snow pants that I need. Oh my gosh, it's this song. You guys think it's Under Pressure, right? It's not. It's a good song, though. Is this one Under Pressure? This one might actually be Under Pressure. Yeah. This is Shawn Mendes, Under Pressure. I was thinking it was the one from Smallfoot. But yeah. I got so excited for a second. Like, Smallfoot! So yeah. So yeah, I'll try to keep warm. I figure at one point we're gonna have to stop by. We have a famous like cupcake shop nearby, so we're gonna have to stop there and get something good to eat. It's just like tradition to go get cupcakes when we go. So we're gonna get some cupcakes. We'll probably have to get some hot chocolate or something, maybe some fudge. And there's lots of gift shops to go looking around in, so we can always warm up inside there. I don't know how to draw. I've forgotten everything about drawing. I need to find like a happy medium almost. Yes, just come on, head on over to Michigan. We have a grand old time here. It's not that far from where we are now, right? Just drive on over. I mean, we don't have an extra room right now, but like, we have a sofa, it's pretty comfy. You like cats, right? We have 3, so you're gonna have to live with them. They will crawl all over you and probably smother you in your sleep. But it just means that they love you. Right, Gremlin? He looks at me like, am I in trouble, Mom? I'm not in trouble, am I, Mom? What'd I do now? My cats are very excited I stayed home today. It's been a long time since I just got to sit all day with my cats on my lap and relax. It was nice. I feel like... Never. Just 2 time zones. Just 2 time zones. Good, yeah. So, Gremlin, Riza, and Tyga would love to meet you, I'm sure. Most of the time they're good, but Gremlin will live up to his name and he'll pick fights. So, like, he's good to people. It's just he likes to pick fights with his sister and his adopted sister, so... Oh, good gravy. I don't... Also, while you come over, why don't you just draw this for me? Because I am struggling so hard. I know this head's gonna look better, and she's gonna like it better, though. I just need to get it done. Her birthday was 2 weeks ago now. So I'm far behind on all the birthday gifts that I'm doing. Because I got one planned for Blue as well. But, like... At this rate, I won't ever get to it if I just don't get a move on. So you just stop second-guessing things and just move forward and, like, cover it up with coloring and painting later. Like, Just gotta move forward. Oh, jeez Louise. I'm gonna cover this one with the color so I don't get the lines confused here. I know I gotta enter a numeric number. What do you think I'm putting in there? I just want to lighten him so I can distinguish the lines a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm not the only one. Yep, I was joking with Kaylee. I'm like, so you wouldn't mind this gift to like come in July or something, right? Like about the time my birthday comes, would that be a good time to give you a birthday present? She's like, well, it's not really my birthday at that point. No, it's your half birthday, so it still counts, right? If you just wait a whole 6 months, then that's better timing than 2 months after, because you're like, oh, what's this for? But if you wait 6 months, you can claim it's for the half birthday. You might be able to get away with that one. I really wish I would have had more, like, drawing classes in college. Like, I had still lifes, but I don't think still lifes have helped me a whole lot with drawing dragons. You know. Let's see. He's gonna be over here. But it might still be over there. So, yeah. I mean, I've gotten a lot of times birthday gifts like 4 months after my birthday. So, whatever works. Might this turn off? Probably not helping. I have a brush stabilizer that sometimes will help me get cleaner lines. I have a page and I have to write that. Oh no! I feel that so much though. Good gravy, I feel that on another level. And yeah, me too. I will take gifts whenever, as long as I still get them. Like, I'm not a big, like, you have to get me gifts kind of a thing. But if you've told me, like, hey, gifts coming your way, and, like, I'm doing something sweet for you, I promise, and then it just, like, never comes, like, it just makes me sad. It's like, you brought all the hype up, and now I don't got the present. So, yeah. I feel that. And I'm a person, too. I like gifts that are, like, made by somebody. Or, like, that I can tell time was involved with them. And that's what I tend to do is, last year? Yeah, it was last year for most of my friends. I, painted wine glasses for everybody. Or, in Firebelly's case, I painted her some, avatar shot glasses. So one for each element. Because everybody was turning 21, because everybody's a lot younger than me. But I thought it was a fun little, like, everybody got different glass, everybody got different theme. So, Kaylee got Hamilton ones. Taylor got her Avatar. Another friend, I did a cat one. She loves cats. So, I still need to do those for Rachel at some point. But I was thinking it was going to be really hard to paint Optimus Prime onto a wine glass. So... Alright, go get your foods. Please eat. Food is good. Okay, so let's see. Where would this jaw be? Jaw? Maybe? Question mark? Check my messages? Come over here. Oh, jeez Louises. One more second. Yay, back! What's for food? What is even the song? I don't even remember adding this to my playlist. What is this? It's fun. Oh, it's Piano Guys. That's why it's on my playlist. It's simply just, it's Piano Guys. That would be another really cool thing to go see in concert. I would love to see the Piano Guys. Excuse me. Or Lindsay Sterling. Anything like that I would be really into. So anytime they're ever going to play together, because that would be nice. I would take somebody up on that. What the heck, Pencil? What the heck, Stylus? And another message! Why can't I keep up with these? Oh, jeez Louise. Hold on a second. I'm so jealous. I'd love to see Piano Guys. I love them. Yeah. Piano Guys would be really cool. I'm at an age where I pay very little for rent, and I'm blessed by that, and I'm saving money, but I also feel like I need to be living my best life, and that in my mind is buying all the tickets to all the musicals that have ever existed. I'm not as much as of a concert person, but I would go see like Lindsay Sterling and stuff like that. Would be really cool. I feel like his jaw's still very crooked. For anything more than an ordinary life. I apologize for my singing as well. Exactly, that was my thought process. Life is short, and I won't always have the ability to just do this. At some point, I anticipate a family, so like, I feel like at that point I won't be spending all my money on like Hamilton tickets. So while I am a free woman, I must spend it on all the musicals and all the merch at the musicals. It's terrible. I got myself to not buy a t-shirt at Aladdin, so that's good. Instead I got an ornament and a mug that cost just as much as a t-shirt would have been anyway. But I love them both so much. They were too cool to pass up. Like, a lamp replica as a Christmas ornament? You're like, yeah. And the mug's just so pretty. It's got like this, very... I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Like a kind of Middle Eastern pattern on it, and it's got the lamps kind of woven into that design, and the handle's gold, like the handle of the lamp. It's just, it was too pretty to pass up. I couldn't do it. So. Spontaneous singing is the best, isn't it? Ugh, I just really need to apologize. Because it's half-minded singing, so I'm not thinking I'm going to be in tune. I'd like to think that some days I can sing, but probably while I'm simultaneously drawing and talking and listening to music and thinking of conversation points, I'm probably not very good at singing. The House of Girls. That must be fun. I don't know. I've only ever had a little brother. He's the child that causes all the worry. So, like, I feel like growing up even with just one little brother was stressful. Regret nothing. Yes. Don't live a life with regrets. Sing to the radio even at work. I would probably do that if it weren't for the fact that, like, I had people in the cubicles next to me that are making phone calls constantly. So I just imagine the dude being on a business call. And all of a sudden I start blasting out Hamilton lyrics, like I just start rapping out of nowhere. And he's trying to talk to some guy from Mexico. I feel like that probably wouldn't turn out so well. I might get in a little bit of trouble. Just slight trouble. That's fair. I mean, probably as most siblings do, right? There's always going to be something. But, like, oh, I often wonder what it would have been like to have a sister. I mean, honestly, don't know. I love my brother dearly, so I don't know if I would pass him up for a sister, but, like, I'm very excited. My brother just recently got engaged, and I love his fiance so much. So she's basically gonna be my new sister. It's just the difference is I'm never gonna have to live with her long term. So, like, I'd probably get tired of her too at some point. But I love her for now. Other than she's trying to steal my name, you know. Her name's Kenzie, of course, which is close enough to Mackenzie, so thanks, Kenzie. The circle I see from Glen King. Yes. What did you use for circle of life? Were like holding up like pencils or like like what did you... I used to do that all the time when I was younger with stuffed animals. Yep. Yep. If I don't have to live with them, it's probably a beautiful thing. Yep. I feel like having brothers and sisters-in-law is going to be like a beautiful thing. Because like, don't technically have to be related to them. Don't have to live with them long term. Can pick on your own brother about the things they do. So like, yeah. I love her. We have some similarities. Some. It's fine, because we look nothing alike, too, which is hilarious. But she's stealing my name, as I keep teasing her. Like, I'm gonna love you even when you marry my brother and try to steal my name. Oh. She's pretty good with rolling with stuff like that, though. For a while, I joked around I was gonna, date her cousin so I could steal her name. That never came to fruition, but it's still funny. Oh. Oh, perfect. So that's like the perfect spot to like break out into song as an arcade. Oh, that would be fun. Like, yeah, just like hold up all the raffle tickets. Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my gosh. And this flashlight to make majestic sunbeam. You're so creative. That's great. Oh my lord. I probably should be looking at a reference of sorts while I'm working on this, but yeah, well. I debated like showing this to my roommate before I finish and before I print it, because I'm like, well, maybe she'll have some changes, but then I'm like, but then she's gonna have some changes and I'm gonna have to redraw things, so I think she'll be okay with just living with whatever I come up with here. Like, these don't have to be canon designs. If she doesn't want them to be canon, that's fine. But hello, Red's Animations. How are you doing tonight? I'm attempting to remember how to draw. That's where I'm currently at. I'm struggling big time. But yeah, that's what I have. Oh, where did my phoenix go? He's hiding. That's what I have so far. It's gonna be a poster design for a book series I'm co-writing. So yeah. Thanks, Golden. Yeah. You know, because my style kind of, I feel like, goes all over the board. Because I started with the dragon, and then I did the tiger, and I was able to keep them very Japanese in style. But once I started to get to the crane, I was like, oh, more realistic. And then I tried to backtrack on the turtle because like I didn't really have any good examples for the turtle tortoise, Genbu creature. Just think like the lion turtle almost from Avatar, like that kind of thing. And then the phoenix, like, the only way I could draw it was with reference wings. Like, I couldn't figure out how to get the wings to fit in the entire frame. So, yeah. But yeah, it's fun still. I don't know if I can give drawing lessons. I am I went to art school, but I would never claim to be very good at art, at least not comparatively to other people who stream. I will say, and this is only because she's my dearest friend, but Fire can't draw. But I'm going to keep encouraging her because it's not that she, I keep telling her it's not she can't draw, it's that she doesn't draw. And the key to be able to draw is, you know, aside from talent, which I feel like definitely has to be a part of anything that you do, is practice. And so if you say you can only draw stick figures and you only draw stick figures, then that's the only thing you're gonna know how to draw a stick figure, you know? But if you push yourself and start to learn more about shapes and things of that nature, like, you'll be surprised by what you can accomplish. Like, I spent all of Inktober doing drawings of Pokemon, and I decided to do a Pokemon each day, because that way at least I'd have a character design to go off of, and I wouldn't have to create my own characters every day. But, like, it was hard, and you can tell if you ever go to my Instagram page, like, there is a difference between day one and the final day. So, but yeah. Oh, jeez Louise, why is that so thick? I feel like I need to... It could be funny and sassy. Me too. I tend to be mostly sassy with people I'm closest to. So if Fire ever comes back on the stream, you know, I'll dig into her. But it's only because I love her dearly, and because we're good friends, and I know she won't leave me if I pick on her. And she does the same to me all the time. We're always picking on each other. Yeah, mostly nice. But yeah. It's only because we're that close that I tease her as much as I do. I would never tease somebody new, like, ever. I'm very quiet around new people, at least in person. This I don't mind so much. So yeah. So yeah, trying to learn how to redraw things. I had to redo the dragon's head because I felt like it wasn't intense enough. There's supposed to be in the story a rivalry kind of between the dragon and the tiger characters, and I mean that's the same with Japanese mythologies. They're kind of like struggle between those characters as well. So I wanted the dragon to be more ferocious and to kind of match the tiger a bit. So, oh, and I love this song too. Oh, so pretty. I really want to do my first ever MAP with this song and host it. But I need to learn how to animate first. I mean, I think everybody starts by tracing, honestly. I'm not gonna, claim that I've never traced, because I have. This I haven't traced. This is all kind of from scratch, except for the wings I had to use reference, like wings on both the crane and the phoenix, I had to find a reference for because I don't know how wings work. But I think tracing's a good way to learn how to art, how to draw, and how to form shapes. I think it's a good practice to do, especially when you're first starting out, to kind of get an idea how those shapes work and how body parts fit together, things like that. It's just something you don't want to do long term, but I think it's a good place to start, is to trace and to use lots and lots of references. Even when you move away from tracing, you're constantly using references. I have a Pinterest board full of drawings that I pulled from to draw these characters, just so I can get a character design idea. It helps so much. Never work without a reference if you can. Something, you know, it doesn't have to be the same drawing to be a reference. It can be, you know, a cat to a cat kind of a thing, but just so you know how those proportions kind of work together, even if it's not same angles, you know. But with the dragon, I'm kind of out of luck. I kind of have to make things up aside from other drawings I see, you know. What am I even doing here? This must be a different version of Baba Yatu. Oh, good lordy. I really want to be able to get this drawn. I really want to get it figured out. I like a line. That's exactly what it sounds like, isn't it? Like a Lion King. Yeah, exactly, like a Wizard 101. This is Baba Yatu. This version's actually done by Peter Hollins, it looks like. It's actually the Lord's Prayer, but it's in Swahili. Don't quote me on that. It's an African language. I am so uncultured. But I absolutely I love the emotion that the song carries, even without, like, me being primarily an English speaker, and not, like, even if I didn't know the meaning behind those words, like, I would still feel that emotion from it, you know? And so that's kind of what I love about different language songs and listening to those, is you can still feel the emotion behind it, even not knowing what the lyrics are. I know about Wizard 101. I do know about Wizard 101. I never played it, but I remember the TV ads for it all the time. It's Swahili. Okay, good. Good. So, yeah. Good song. I really enjoy it. I would love to do an animation project with Warrior Cats in that song. I had started scripting some stuff out with Fire because she's also a Warriors fan, and so we were going to get something figured out, but, you know, spare time. And she just left for Ireland today, so it's going to be a while before I get the chance to work on that again. I almost feel like I need to just draw without the references. Did I ever get a response to my other message? No, I read it 15 minutes ago. Cool. People saying about Japanese music. That song is so much. Exactly. Nani? Nani? Yep. That's why I love listening to other languages. That's why a lot of times too I like to listen to, I'll go and look up a YouTube video of like those multi-language one-liners for like Disney songs, and just I love hearing the different interpretations of lines and like how the different sounds work in the different languages. It's very interesting to me. It's not interesting enough to the point where I would feel called to learn any of the languages, but I think that's part of like the magic, is not knowing what the language is, and just like you hear more of the sounds when you don't know the words. I don't know. It's a whole other kind of art almost. I really enjoy that. I feel like I need to be able to see kind of like that almost, but not. But I feel like the nose isn't even tilted right, like... I'm struggling tonight, guys. I might have to just move on to another part of this. But I need to get this done, that's the problem. I honestly need to just work on this part of it till it's done. Drawing with Jazza. What's drawing with Jazza? Oh, this is another pretty song. I love it. Sorry. I love music. You're back. Walking towards the airport, leaving a soul in your path. I traveled 1,500 miles to see you. I begged you to want me, but you didn't want to. Piece by piece, a really famous drawing major. I'll have to look them up. I don't know if I've ever heard of them. Piece by piece, he filled the holes that you burned in me. At 6 years old, and you know he never walks away. He never asks for money. He takes care of me, 'cause he loves me. Piece by piece, he restored my faith. That a man could be kind and a father could. It's a very sad song. I tend to, I guess, gravitate towards sad songs. Kind of a funny story is, you know, Spotify gives you recommended playlists and sometimes creates playlists and names them for you as like, here's a playlist we think you'd like. And it was said, what was it? I had saved a snapshot of this at one point and sent it to Kaylee because I just found it hilarious. It was very much like, well, since you've made this playlist about exile, which is the book, this book that I'm drawing here, it's like, can I recommend you this playlist about depression or like death? And I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, I guess the story involves some of that. It was just interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I love Spotify, but sometimes with the playlist it creates just makes you go, oh my lord. Like, I guess I do listen to a lot of acoustic, slow, sad things. And yes, I understand that much Japanese as well. Nani? I mean, I learned a little bit when I studied abroad. But I mean, I was there for 3 weeks and it wasn't for language, so like, it like extends to arigato and sumimasen. So like, sumimasen's like the words that you say constantly when you're trying to like dive off of a subway train because you can't get through the throngs of people on the subway train. You're literally so packed, you are like a sardine, you cannot move. And so you have to like, sumimasen, sumimasen, and like make a formation out of your hands and like dive through people to get out so that you don't get stuck on the train and have to keep going. Dad songs? Yeah, songs are dad songs. I'm trying to think of what my dad listens to. My dad listens to a lot of Christian radio right now. He used to listen to a lot of, probably like Queen kind of stuff. Jim Croce was another big one. A lot of people I never listened to. So yeah. Yeah, dad songs. Thanks! I don't know why I need dad songs. Okay. Good to know, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna avoid the nose area for right now of this dragon, and then maybe if I still can't get it end of stream, I'll look up some more references and see if I can't like tweak it just right. Because I just feel like the eyes and the nose aren't lining up at the right angle together. Yeah, I'm single Spotify. Well, that's the other thing that drove me nuts is like I've been trying to add happier songs to my playlist, just to, like, and I made a playlist I just called Mood Booster, cause like here's my get me in the like happy mood, let's get stuff done playlist, and it recommended this week a bunch of playlists like Heartbreak and All Alone and stuff like that. I'm like, no. I don't need to remember like that much that I'm single. Like I want happy music. Like, could you get me happy music, please? Not sad music. Thank you. Yep. No more depression. We're done with that. Yep. Thanks. It was just, I find it comical almost in a way that it recommends things of that nature. Because I know a lot of people like that kind of catharsis, listen to a sad song to get out of your sadness. I am not that person. I don't want to be listening to sad stuff when I am incredibly sad. I want to be doing the opposite of being sad. I want to be happy. And when I'm happy, I want to always be happy. So I want to listen to, like, empowering music. The reason I have so many sad songs on my playlist is for story playlists that I put together for different books that I write. And so I feel like sad songs connect better with the characters that I write. But I myself am not, like that, you know? Your school bullies are hard. I'm sorry if you have to deal with bullies. I was fortunate enough that the bullies that I came across weren't really that big of a deal to me. And so that, like, the worst that they did was spread lies, and it was kind of common knowledge that they did that sort of thing, so it was kind of like, okay, whatever, you just kind of move along. But I really feel I empathize with people who have to deal with stuff like that. I can't even imagine, so... Sorry, trying to read a message real quick. I'm trying to think of a clever response. Oh, the Coco music, that's cool, but oh, good song. In the cover version too, so maybe it won't get copyright strikes. So yeah, we're going to field trip. Oh, that's so cool. You know, I never got to go to Washington, D.C. My 8th grade class trip instead was to, we went to the Creation Museum in Kentucky, which was pretty cool, but I still felt like bummed. I've never been to D.C. My roommate just went for the first time a couple of weeks ago with one of our best friends, but I had work, so... And I couldn't justify taking a week off even to go to DC, especially when I only get 10 days for the whole year, so... I've already spent 3 of them, so I wasn't ready to spend the rest of my days off. But yeah, that sounds so exciting. I hope you have a good time, Reds. Enjoy it. Live it up. I'm sure it'll be a great trip. I wonder if I need to be following, because, like, I end his... Okay. So I think I might be seeing where the problem's coming from. Should be the question. Dance with me, this woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, shut up and dance, don't you feel it back? Just keep your eyes on me, I said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me, this woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, shut up and dance with me. I like a lot of cover music too, and I think Spotify interprets cover music as like sad, which is not. Here's a good new song. New song added to my playlist here. Yeah, I think it's looking slightly better. Is it really just that one little thing that was gonna make a difference? Did I ever listen to Switchfoot out there? I used to listen to a lot of them when I was younger, and I just discovered their newest album, and I'm really enjoying it. This is what this is, by the way. I don't know how well you guys can hear the music. I had it turned up a lot louder earlier, but I couldn't hear myself think at that point, so like, I'm trying. What was that notification that just came in? Oh no, nothing important. Okay. I saw my phone light up. I'm like, wait, what'd I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Is that it? That's better. Okay, found a better one. Yeah, I really enjoy Switchfoot. This new album's got a couple of very interesting, like, dynamics to it. Some of it's very much like their old style, where it's that kind of Christian contemporary, kind of a rock style. And then some of it sounds very, like, oldies rock, kind of, almost. And good. I'm still trying to figure out, like, clarity-wise. Like, I'm only playing it through my phone, so it's probably not the best of clarity. Phone into my microphone kind of thing. But it's better than not having music. I don't know if I could do silence and work on drawings. I like having noise in the background. And it's usually a TV show, but I figured I'd get too distracted with a TV show to get drawing done, so here we are. Whoops. That's good. So I really want to put out a video in the next couple of days. And my options are to finally put up the trying Japanese candy video that Firebelly and I recorded in July, 6 months ago, almost 7 months ago. So it's that video. It's all done. I was waiting for Fire to finish her video that kind of goes along with it, where it was we do each other's makeup. But she didn't get enough time before she left to finish a thumbnail and finish editing. So I was going to wait to publish that one, but now that she's gone for 2 months, I feel like rather than wait, I maybe should just publish it. Or the other one is MEP parts I've recently done. I mostly want to post that because one of the parts that I worked on so hard, guys. I worked so hard. I probably put a good 20 to 25 hours into it, between the design and the concept and editing everything together. And the person who hosted it messed up the audio sync on almost everybody's parts. And it was only really noticeable when you had text, and that's the big part of this part that I worked on, was utilizing maskings of characters working with text. And so, like, that they mismatched so much, it made me so sad, because I worked my butt off on that part. Not to say I didn't work hard on the other parts that I want to post as well, But like they're, like I described earlier, where they're very simple, some layover text and some particle effects, and that's like it. A couple of fancy transitions. And yeah, no, the humanity, exactly. Like, I get, she was working with a lot of parts. And so I get like the confusion. But something that I've always tried to practice when at least I do MEPs, when I host them, is as soon as I get a part, I put it in to the file. And I make sure everything lines up, and if there's a part already next to it, I work on that transition. Like, I don't always just like regular transitions. Sometimes I'll adjust the ending of theirs, sometimes I'll make a masking of it. I get it to blend as seamlessly as I can. And so the fact that this got posted where you could hear the jumps in the audio, and you could see where the lyrics wouldn't match up with what was going on, like, it just crushed me. Because this is like I'd say a pretty respected person in the community, somebody who's followed quite a bit. And I was like, well, maybe this will be like what gets me to 1,000 subscribers. Maybe I can get my word out there. And so that's why I worked so hard on it. But nope. So, it bummed me out because I worked hard. And I feel like handling somebody's part that they did for you is like how you show a level of respect for the work that they've done to help you out. And so, like, I don't know. I get it, there's a lot of parts, but I was just kind of sad. Like, oh, I was so excited to see this in the final result, and it's not good. Okay, well, bummer. So I'm gonna anyways, long story short, I'm gonna post it to my own channel. It's not gonna get any views, but but that's not the important part. It's that I finished it, and I want the true version of it out there. I need to work on my digital drawing more, guys. I need to practice. I mean, it'll come with time, but like, I really need to practice how do teeth work. How do I make three-dimensional shapes? Aw, thanks, Golden. I hope you like it. I really liked it. It was a mashup song, so I was really pulling all the stops, and oh gosh, maybe it wasn't 25 hours spent. I might have spent more on that, because I probably spent 3 to 4 hours per masking I did, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4 maskings? 3 or 4 maskings. So I spent a few hours on each. And then I made, I tried to make it look like a, Spotify playlist, because the lyrics were something like, I don't want to hear no sad songs anymore, only want to hear love songs. And so on those beats, I got it to hit like as if you were clicking like a Spotify playlist. And I made different album covers for a bunch of different Disney songs. And I was so stoked to get it to work. Like, I didn't think I was going to pull it off. And it made me so happy when I got done. And so that's what makes me sad, is like, when I'm like, oh, it was so good, but like, it's still good. It just doesn't look like I know how to time anything out. So, oh well. Oh well, c'est la vie. Such is the life, guys. What is this one? This looks fun. I forget what the song is. We'll see. Yeah, it took a few minutes to do. Like, in comparison, the other part in it that I did most recently for Merson Person, I probably spent 3 hours on. And I might have put more time into, but I tried to match more of what was going to fit her style and what I thought they were going to put, like, in the MEP overall. And since Merson Person claimed they were going to do all the coloring, afterward. So I wasn't going to color anyway, but I figured if they were doing the coloring anyway, it needed to probably be something pretty simple. So I stuck to simple, a couple little flashy transitions, large but subtle text. It's got that overlay effect, you know. So yeah. But like in comparison, you can tell the hours I spent were slightly different. And I would like to work more with After Effects and doing more things like the text that I did for the larger MEP thing that I did, but I just can't commit things like that anymore. I don't have the time to... Okay, now guys, I'm gonna spend like whole week on doing this and not spend time with friends or family. You know, I can't do that. It just so happened I had enough time. How does that mouth look? It looks bad, but like, maybe I need to kind of reshape this a bit. So yeah. Yep. It's a pretty song. I forgot I had this on my playlist. How's that look in comparison? But they never gonna take your heart, baby. They never gonna take your heart. All of the roads we crossed, all of the dreams we lost, all the things that we've been through would somehow lead me back to. My problem with exposing the mouth like this is I feel like I need to draw more teeth, and I don't know how dragon teeth would ever work. It was tiger teeth were easy. Mouth wasn't open enough, large enough, like it's open large, but the lips aren't peeled back. The dragon's lips are kind of peeled back, and I don't know what the teeth will look like. So let me pull up. Won't be able to see any messages for a second here, but let me pull up Pinterest. Let me see how people draw dragon teeth. Well, it's impressive how many dragons show up on my first page here. Japanese art. Go to Tetsui. It's the name of this dragon for now. He might be going to a different name change. Ryusui. I like it sound a little bit better. Tetsui sounds like a young boy, so that's the only complaint I have about the name right now. Okay, this is the one I based it off of. It almost doesn't look like he has bottom teeth. So this is like the, oh, it's not gonna paste into there. It will paste into here. So this is kind of the drawing I based it off of, at least the head angle. So I really should be keeping this on this page here to kind of understand how this head works a little bit better. But yeah, I tilted mine down a little bit more so you could see it was pointed down at the tiger. So that's where I wanted the gaze to go. But yeah, that's the example I kind of wanted to follow. So I'm going to keep it here for now. See? References. It's not copying. It's just trying to figure out how this dragon head works. How does this makeup head work? Good song. Man, I just have fire for playlists, don't I? Sad. It's good. Maybe I do listen to a lot of sad music. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Line, that's not really her style. They all got the same heartbeat, but hers is falling behind. So yeah, I'll have to figure out a video to post the next couple of days. Because the only thing I have to do for the MEP part video is make an outro that looks like somewhat respectable, so I can put links in it for when Taylor finishes her video. And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. 24/7. What are some of your jams, Golden? Besides like musical music, which I'm sure I know we're both very into. Like, what kind of genres, what groups do you like to listen to? I like the happy tears kind of music more. Like this, my soul is saved kind of music, and then those songs get me all the time. I can't really listen to them in the car anymore because I need to be able to see to drive. I like happy tears, feel good tears.
fast lane, living life without knowing. And he says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. I wish that I could be like the cool kids.
Oh man, I feel like I'm so close, but I need to like transform this a little bit. This is the beauty of digital art if I can get this to work. And then kind of just like play around with it. So when you go to look at the differences, I think that's a little bit better. Slightly better. This is why digital art is a beautiful thing, guys. Something doesn't work? Okay, we'll just transform it and bend the lines until they work for you. Oh, maybe something more like that would work better. Looks like my line stabilizer turned off again, but it seems to be doing nothing for me at this point, so it can stay off. His head's turned slightly. I don't think that with his eyes set so far apart that we should be able to see it. Maybe? Oh, what do you guys think? I feel like I shouldn't be able to see it, because I feel like it should be like almost right kind of over in here. No. I don't know, guys. I don't know art. I don't know how art works. Teach me. Okay. We need to figure out at some point here. Let me grab a new layer so I can mess around with stuff a little bit easier. Oh, come on. Oh, I keep hitting save and not undo. Pfft, that would do it, guys. Ooh, totally with it. I feel like some point soon I'm going to get some water, though. Interesting how some of the teeth like stick out the sides. I don't know if I want to do that sort of a thing in this design. I imagine like it's not a Chinese dragon, right? I just wanted the head angle and slightly the head dimensions. I see this more sleek kind of looking. Kind of like a marriage between a Western and Eastern dragon as far as like how the head's shaped. Airplanes, yup. Fight song, yup. 7 years, yup. See you again, yup. Surrender the Throne. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't know that I've heard Surrender the Throne by Cruella. But yep, everything else on the list, exactly what I listen to. So maybe I do listen to like sad music. Fight songs is more of a happy thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I still need to see Mary Poppins. There are 2 movies that I wanted to see over Christmas break more than anything in the world. And that was Spider-Verse and Mary Poppins. And you know what I saw with my family? You know what we saw? Holmes and Watson, and it was not good. It was severely inappropriate, and I'm okay with inappropriate as long as there's a purpose. So there were some pretty funny parts to the movie. But it was so stupid. I'm like, it's Will Ferrell, what did I expect? But I'm like, I went and saw this, and everybody's raving about Spider-Verse. What am I doing with my life? And so I think Spider-Verse is about done showing in my area. And Taylor and I were going to go see it, but we ran out of time too. So I'm like, okay, guess we'll see it when it comes out. I guess. Yeah. That's sad. Yeah, that was a It was a special movie. I didn't even know of its existence until the day we went and saw it. But that's kind of my mom likes like the dumb, hilarious movies kind of thing, dumb jokes and stuff like that. I want to see it. Mostly I wanted to see it because of Lin-Manuel Miranda. But I just never got around to it. I'm sure it's probably still playing. I just can't think of anybody I can take to go see it. I don't know. Can't figure something out. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe I need to get some caffeine, but I don't want caffeine because I should be in bed an hour and a half from now. Jeez, guys, I was hoping to get a lot more done with this tonight, and I'm just not getting anywhere, am I? 2 hours in, I have half a dragon head. It's cool. It's fine. I can art. This is why I need to do this more often, honestly. I've got at least 2 more different digital drawings to work on. I'm just gonna leave that there and suffer the consequences. Oh man, I really need to go see it. Honestly though, what I should do is I need to rewatch Mary Poppins before I go see it, because I think the last time I watched Mary Poppins all the way through was probably the 6th grade. And that would have been like a decade ago. Decade? Longer than that. So I was 10 in the 4th grade and I'm 23. It's been a while. 11 years or so. Oh my goodness. Wow, you like a shot of energy. What the heck? This is Hans Zimmer. I'm definitely gonna get a copyright strike for this one. Oh. Good, then Kaylee won't be able to find this video later. That's fine. No, I can't breathe because I yawned. Yeah, definitely. I'm probably gonna rewatch it first. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to find the original. I mean, Blue works at Family Video. They gotta have some. You'd think they'd have Mary Poppins, right? I'll just switch it so they don't get in trouble. Good throwback song. Life's like this. That's the way it is. It's per the evil plan all along. Yep. That's the way it is. Chill out, what you yelling for? Lay back, it's all been done before. Honestly, the horns need to kind of be right there. And like right there, right? Maybe I'm thinking now that the eye needs farther back. You know what? It shouldn't have to be. It should be on the other side of this, though. It's not right there. Yep, Avril Lavigne, man. Talk about your grade school angst. At least for me. Why is gonna make things so complicated? Somebody else gets me frustrated. Life's like this, you fall and you crawl and you break and you take what you get. The thing I don't want it to look like is that they're pointing up, because they're pointing back. You come over unannounced, dressed up like you're something else. Where you are. I'm trying to remember what was the song? It was a big anime-ish back in the day. It was Avril Lavigne song, I'm pretty sure. All I can think of right now is it had a bunch of gold effects to it, so I know that it's zero help to what song that would be. Oh jeez, I can't remember. I remember that being a really good song too that I liked by her. So that's what I can remember is it had a lot of like gold effects to it was the rule. Right. So deep. This song is my life. It's not a phase. It's like a lot thinner of a horn, isn't it? Yep, Skater Boy. I have a really cringy Skater Boy animash buried within my channel. That was like the highlight of like the 09 to 12 years, where it's how many overlays can you stack and make it look like a rainbow? Like that was the... Everybody changed the hue of everything. Okay, now we need some star overlays and some like checkered ones and sparkles. Don't forget the glitter. White Lion Lynx could pull it off. That's because she knew how to use layers. Not many of the rest of us knew how to do that. Not very well, anyways. So I need to like... I think the problem is... I need to like... Yeah, okay. Yep. Better. Not best, but better. I'll get rid of those. But I can't remember what the name of that other song was. It's gonna bug me all night now. If I click on Avril Lavigne's name... When You're Gone... My Happy Ending, that's the one! My Happy... So much for my happy ending. Keep Holding On was also my life because it was part of the Aragon movie when I thought that was really good. Keep holding on. Oh, and yeah, she was. Inuyasha AMV crowd. I was once part of that crowd. I did a couple of those. Oh, another... I'm gonna get in trouble if I play that music. Sad song. Sad song, I think. Sad song. Kind of. Oh, Switchfoot. Here we go. Probably sad, but it's good. This one's like... I almost need to like... Let me try something here, just for funsies. Quick copy, transform. This is how I do a lot of my symmetry, guys. Because I can hide most of that. You kind of like pull things to fit things. Way back in the day. Good old days, right? Inuyasha AMVs were the good old days, man. What I'm really excited to use coming up, though, is when the new Fruits Basket comes out. I'm really excited to download that. Oh, and there's a new anime that Kaylee and I started watching just last night. We only got one episode in because it's subbed, so we can't, like, get through a lot of it at a time. Oh, it was so good. It's the English name for it is My Roommate is a Cat. And we have never related to an anime character so much in our lives. Oh my lord, and this cat, they give the cat a voice, but it's not like the cat can talk. You just hear kind of like its inner monologue. And like Kaylee and I were weeping at this show. It was so good. It's so good, but I'd recommend checking out My Roommate is a Cat. Oh my gosh, yep. Every single vid copyright flagged. It's adorable. Like I said, we only saw the first episode. And I think only about 3 of them are out. At least only 3 were posted to Crunchyroll. It's the most adorable thing I've seen in anime in a long time. Let's take a look at this. That looks better-ish. Looks like I can take this. Oh, no, not the brush. I want to do that too. Whoops. Eraser. Bigger. Erase. It's not looking still like. I need to kind of take. That's better. So yeah, it's very adorable. I would highly recommend. Okay, I was like, what YouTube notification did I get? And it's literally like one of those ring bell notifications. For Rabbit anime? Why is that so? Faraba sounds really familiar, but I can't place it. What's Faraba again? Can you remind me? Maybe it's another one I need to check out. I have like I have a document titled Animes I've Seen, and then I have another one titled Animes I Need to Watch. It just keeps getting longer and longer, guys. I keep going, why aren't my cats in my room with me? Because they're usually bugging me. And the secret is now, I got a heated blanket for Christmas. And that's where they are right now, is they're in the living room passed out on the heated blanket. Silly babies. Oh, okay, yep. That makes sense. I was like, Faraba. I wonder if it was Fruits Basket. Yep. That's so good. I'm so excited. So excited. I think they're gonna, like, you can only really go up from it, right? Like, at least character design and animation wise, because Kaylee and I just watched through it again. So that when it comes out in April, that we're at least a little bit more familiar with it. Because that was the first anime we've ever watched, and I can't remember the last time I went all the way through it. But anyway, just like, it's impressive what they can get away with limited animation in that show. And it's far more noticeable now that I know about things like that. But it's still like such an impactful show, you know? I love it. But trying to explain it to people, man. You ever just have, like, friends ask you, so what are you watching tonight? I'm like, oh, Fruits Basket. What's that about? Well, I'm gonna promise you up front, I'm not crazy, and that this isn't an inappropriate show, okay? I'm gonna promise right now. It's about a young girl whose mom dies and her dad's dead, so, you know, young girl, living by herself, and she's taken in by this family. But the only problem is that the family is, I mean, they're all cousins, but they're still family body, but, you know, if she hugs any of them, they turn into animals, and they're like, oh, that's kind of odd, is something wrong with her? No, it's if they're hugged by any woman. It's like, oh, why? Like, had I not watched it when I was as young as I was, I don't know that I would have gotten the courage to watch it now. But I love it so much now. I love Kyo so much. Kyo's my favorite baby. Oh man, explaining it. Like, I think sometimes I have a hard time explaining things like Oron. It's like, but that's easier because it's like, girl looks like a guy, guys mistake her for a guy, and she joins their host club and she just stays on even after they figure out she's a girl. That's easy enough to explain. It's weird when you see it, but it's easy enough to explain. And so it's the trick is explaining, okay, the way this anime explained it is when these zodiac people are hugged or touched by people of the opposite sex, they turn into animals. What? Who came up with that? You know? looks good, but who came up with that? And I have to wonder what layer I've been drawing on, because I think that's okay. So yeah. Trying to think of what some other things are to explain. Yeah, that's the hardest part about Oran. Guys, I know it looks weird. Okay, I know. I get it. It's like Fred and George are making out with each other, but they're not. It's pretend. And like, I made the mistake of trying to get one of my friends into anime when she never seen an anime before, and the first thing I show her is the first episode of Oran, and I think I scared her away from all anime. She's like, why are the twins kissing each other? I'm like, they're not kissing, they're very close. Oh, man. I still want to get, Fire to watch that one, though. Once you get past the weird, like, incestuous kind of implications, but they're not, it's not real. The people have to get over they're not actually incestuous. They're just so close, and they're playing off of a trope, like, of people who like weird things like that. But I know it weirds so many people out. It weirded me out at first, but once you get over that, it's, yeah, very close. Like, share a bed, always touching each other, like, when they're putting on an act, oh my gosh. Yes! Oh, that would be so great. Definitely should stream together. I really wanted, I told Taylor because before, like, maybe a couple years ago, her, like, closest anime experience was really, like, Avatar. And while I love Avatar, it's just not quite the same as, like, seeing a, you know, a good anime. And so, I started her off on Death Note, because I feel like it has serious enough themes that a lot of times it doesn't feel like a cartoon. It feels like it could be real kind of a thing. And that's kind of how I got her into that anime scene. And since then she's watched like Your Lie in April, because that's more of like a like could actually happen kind of thing. I've told her though she needs to watch My Hero Academia, and I've tried to explain that to her. I'm like, well, there's this one character, one of my favorite characters is this frog girl, and she like can spit out her stomach, and I think I scared her away from that, so it's the wrong character to introduce first, you know? Right. Good explaining. Yep. It's hard to explain that. So I feel like I need to not... I mean, Taylor might listen back to this later, but I need to just kind of throw her to the wolves there. Oh, there's another anime. Man, we've been watching a lot of animes recently that I just finished. I don't know if you've ever watched or played on Persona 5. Persona 5 was like a new beast unto itself. It's like that good mix of mystery and like action, and like you could very much tell it was based off a video game, which I actually enjoyed. Like it made some things kind of like, it was kind of quirky in a way, but I liked that. But like it kind of felt like you were setting up a video. I liked that. But man, like oh man. Gotta know. Oh my gosh, please. Okay, I need you to, next chance you get, you need to blow through it, and I need your reaction to the ending. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil anything. But Kaylee and I were completely blown away. And like, it's nothing like you'd expect for an ending. But I loved it. I loved it. So, definitely keep going with that. The hardest part of it is that it's confusing. I think it's a confusing anime because it's a game, and so you're probably missing a lot of information and a lot of repetition that would keep characters straight in your mind, you know? But as soon as you can kind of start to piece some things together and kind of weave your way through the confusion, it's so good. Highly would recommend. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. It's really hard to hold it within me, but that's another one I really want Taylor to give a try. But it's just like, so good. I love the main character, and the whole reason I watched the series is because I saw he was introduced for Smash, and I'm like, I feel like the only way I can validate playing him is if I watch his anime or play his game, and because I don't have a way to play his game, I'm like, I gotta watch the anime. I have to. And it was worth it. It's worth it for sure. So there's another part to it coming out in a couple of months, and I'm dying to see it. Because it's like an extension of the show. So yeah. Let me see if I can find the stream link. I have a friend who wants to check out what I'm doing. It's kind of stressful. So yeah. Yep. So got a friend coming. Speaking of video game anime, I need to finish watching the Phoenix Wright. I need to just play Phoenix Wright. There's a lot of things I need to play. I need to branch out from my little realm of Pokemon. And I need to get out there and just try something new. But it's so hard. I need to finish. There's a game I've been working on and off for like 4 years, I kid you not, because it's a game Kaylee and I play together all the time. And I mean all the time, by any time we play it, we need the other person because we like to, because it's a multiplayer game, so why not? But like, I don't own an Xbox. My brother owns the Xbox. So first thing is I need the Xbox to be around. Second thing is I need my roommate to be in proximity, like to be able to play the game with me. And third, every time we play it, we have to relearn the controls because we usually go months between playing. Like, honest to God, it's probably been a year or two since we last picked it up. And I think we're so close to the ending. I'm trying to remember. Tales of Vesperia. That's the game. Tales of Vesperia. I've been working on for so long. I just need to finish it. But we keep forgetting. We keep forgetting of its existence. So, but Kingdom Hearts comes out in a couple of weeks. And Kaylee is debating buying a PlayStation or an Xbox to be able to play it. And if she gets the Xbox, we can finish Tales of Vesperia. But until then. So yeah. We'll see. We shall see where it goes from there. That's the one thing that bothers me about dual screening here is that bottom likes to jump around a little bit. Another song I don't remember too well, but I will. I'm struggling so hard right now. Okay. Good night, Gold. Thanks for hanging out with me for so long. I really appreciate it. I like having a friend to talk to. So have a good evening. Rest easy. Have a good weekend. Oh, and if you're not gone already, I sent you a link to try to set up a chat too. I totally forgot about that. But if you have a chance to try to see if it got stuck in your spam somewhere and see if we can get the chat set up, that would be awesome. So yeah. Jeez Louises. Okay, I was working on the horns. That's what I'm doing. In the original one, I put them on the sides here. Hello, Mountain Smithy! How are you doing? I might need your artistic assistance. I'm not gonna claim to be anything good at anatomy at all. And that's why a lot of these characters I don't have, like, there's limbs missing and stuff, because I'm gonna hide it with, like, effects and stuff. But I'm working on that poster for my best friend, and I just cannot, like, I don't know how I feel about it yet. And the tiger's legs are missing on purpose. I'm gonna cover that with fire and stuff. This dragon head, I kid you not, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, and it's the only thing I've worked on this entire stream is trying to figure out how to draw. And it's probably because I spent maybe like an hour once a week on my tablet, so I'm just not used to using it. Ugh. I don't know. I'm struggling. Just putzing along. I've got a couple hours before I gotta go to bed anyway, so might as well, right? And it's 2 weeks past your birthday, so I need to get this done at some point. But yeah. That's a struggle. Honestly, maybe if I just start, like... I feel like I need to kind of place it over top of the other head. Because I'm doing a redraw of the head I had done. Why is this not grabbing? No, don't do this to me. Okay, thank goodness. It was using the hand grab tool instead. No. Oh, how to even do this? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that layer because I'm done with it. I'll keep that layer for a second. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go here. So I'm replacing the head. I didn't like that the head wasn't very interactive. It was too flat to me. But I have a hard time drawing. At least with the other head I could make Photoshop mirror lines. And now this I can't. I could probably just start... I need to get the horns drawn. That's the thing I need to do. I need to finish the horns here. One thing at a time, Mackenzie. So yeah, just chilling. This is what I do with my Friday night. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It was just... I can't figure out, like, how the... Oh, come on, stop saving. Let me draw. How the, like, lines kind of all work out. They don't feel like they're where they're supposed to be. I don't know. Yeah, so it's more interesting at least, and I think I'll be able to hide any of the mistakes I make, or some of the mistakes with, like, painting and shading and stuff, if I can learn how to kind of do that. My original intent with this is I was just going to make it look like a kind of a Japanese, like, inked drawing, but I don't have the skill to make it look like something I can't draw, so I had to just kind of stick with my art style instead, which is very rough and not, like, super cohesive or, like, consistent. What song is this? Paramore. Okay. Dragon. Oh, that was the original dragon. Go away. Not that dragon. I could probably get rid of this layer. This other phoenix. Where did my blue dragon? Oh, there it is. There's my blue dragon there. Actually. Dang it, that's where the head's supposed to go. Don't mind me. Oh, come on. My Huion doesn't always want to work. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you think that they're clean. I don't know. Some of it's I use a program called Hey Stylus, and that helps somewhat with keeping lines smooth, but I feel like I don't have the settings right to, like, make them actually smooth. I don't know. The hardest part is keeping in consistent pressure. And it's really hard because a lot of my... Like, when I do sketches, I do very sketchy sketches. So I don't, like... None of this gets the same look as that. This is, like, very much the opposite style I draw in by hand. So I really want this head here instead on that body. Because I liked how that dragon moved around better. Yeah. No, it's just really hard to see. Yeah, but thanks. I'm gonna take him out of this here for now. What I want to do is to kind of see where I'm going here. I'm gonna mask some of his head out right now, so you can kind of see And then get the horns done. And then figure out how I'm gonna do whiskers again. That's just masked out so it's not gone forever. Gonna look better because he's gonna be covered up by waves and stuff. So it'll look less snake-like and weird. But yeah, I've spent too much time on this project as it is. The last poster I did, it took me a significantly long time, so I don't know why I'm doing posters for my 4 closest friends, but... Oh, jeez Louise. There it is. So yeah. Oh, I'll be done someday. I was joking with her, I'm like, I hope you don't mind getting your birthday gift in, like, July, right? Like, that'd be okay if I just did it in July? See, I still kind of like that the other way. Maybe he just needs to have his head higher up, honestly, that's probably what it was. Let's see. I'm gonna draw a line from here to here. So I want to make sure they're staring each other down. I mean, I could tell the tiger's looking at him. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Get that rival going. Everybody gave her... Exactly! Exactly. I was telling somebody in the chat earlier, like, maybe it works best if I honestly wait 6 months after her birthday. Because, like, 2 months makes it look like you just kind of forgot. But if you wait 6 months, then you can claim it was for her half birthday. Right? It's like, happy unbirthday, here's your unbirthday gift. You know? I wonder if she'd let me get away with that. Probably not. Because she knows that I'm working on a poster. She just doesn't know what it all entails. Because she knows every year I do, like, similar gifts for friends, but all different medium kind of thing. So, like, for everybody's 21st birthdays, I painted wine glasses or shot glasses based off of who they were. So, like, my good friend Taylor, she really likes Atlas, so I did the different elements for Avatar on the different shot glasses. And those turned out really cute. So this year it's, for some reason I decided to do digital posters. Never again. I feel like it's more interesting when it's out like that, I feel like. So yeah, maybe if I give it toward the 11th of February. I mean, it's almost a Valentine's Day gift. Sometimes we do that for each other, so like, usually it's candy or a mug, but now it can also be her birthday gift, is her Valentine's Day gift. But yeah. Hopefully she likes it. She's quite an artistic person herself, and she's usually the person I go to for like, okay, does this anatomy look right? Does this look like the right expression kind of a thing? And she's a very big critic, so like, I know she's just going to tell it to me straight and not sugarcoat it, and so that's why I go to her, but sometimes it frustrates me so much. But anyway, I can't go to her for this, because I want her to be completely surprised. But I'm also afraid that I'm going to hand her this poster and she's going to be like, this dragon's head looks weird. I'm like, oh, well, I paid $30 for the printing, so if you want to fix it, here's the Photoshop file, kind of a thing, you know? I don't know. I don't think she'd ever be that mean, but... So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully she'll like it. I really want to do it in that Japanese style. There's just no way. Yeah, there really is. It's funny. It's one thing, like, how they teach you to do it in art school like, be honest, but also give them positive feedback in which they can kind of work off of, and rather just tell them it's bad. I mean, Kaylee does that for me, but she's not afraid to just, like, she doesn't open it up with, I like this line. It's usually like, that's a weird face. That line's not straight. This doesn't look right. So. I need to learn to start drawing with my elbow too, and not just. Oh, jeez. I see so many anatomy problems already. She's got a tooth going through his lip right now. Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story? Another 50 years is not enough. I interview every soldier who fought by your side. But at the same time, I feel like that tooth doesn't go. Thousands of pages of writings, you really do run it, like you're running out of time. Rely on Angelica. While she's alive, we tell your story. She is buried in Trinity Church near you. When I needed her the most, she was right on time. Oh, it's taking so slow to save. I have like no space for RAM on this computer. I have abused this Mac in the 5 years I've owned it. It's gonna need to retire in the next year. Knock on wood, it doesn't try to retire before then. I need to be able to save up for one. But I really could use a new computer in the next year. It's just starting to slow down. Something fierce. Maybe it needs to be there, but I shouldn't be able to see. Yeah. So the thing is, I shouldn't be able to see. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Yep. A second to save. To get some water at some point. Riza, could you go get me some water since you're drinking some over there? She says no thanks. What? Just give me a dirty look. Jeez. Oh, the cats. I think that's what I'm gonna do from now on, Riri. I had to turn the heated blanket on in the other room so you guys will leave me alone when I stream. I haven't seen them the whole time. Usually they're at my chair begging for food, but I think as long as they have that blanket, they're not gonna bug me. So I think that's gonna be my new trick. I think I'm fairly confident where I like that line. When I walk, I go wherever you will go. It's slightly better. I still feel like the bottom jaw is maybe not wide enough, but there comes a point in time where I have to stop working on this dragon's mouth and just kind of move forward with my life. combining layers. Everybody together. So yeah, usually I stream with multiple people, so somebody can always be talking. But tonight it's just me. Roommate went home, and my other best friend I usually stream with, she's actually on a flight to Ireland right now. So, yep, just me for tonight. I still feel like I should fix the side of the face though. I don't know if I made any difference with that, but okay. I'm gonna start combining stuff so I stop trying to fix things. Try to clean up some of these so I don't find the pain later. What time is it now? 11. I really just want to get the line art part done. And then maybe tomorrow night I can try to teach myself how to paint. Because usually what I've been doing for... Let me see if I can pull up the other poster I worked on here. The other poster I just did for my friend. I don't know if anybody watching has heard of Warrior Cats. But the poster I worked on... Oh, that's probably not the right picture for it. It's not very clear. So I did her Warrior Cats OC. So the way I usually work this is I'll lay down flat colors, and then I usually use the gradient tool to kind of like either in a radius or linearly, and I try to like gradually create shading. I'm not so good with harsh shading because I don't exactly understand lighting quite right. So, yeah. So I start with flat colors, I do shadows, and then where I think there might be light, I add a little light. So it's very cartoony. But the debate is, should I do that kind of style with this poster, or should I keep it flat? And that's just still what I'm not that sure about yet. I'll figure it out. I can always start with flat colors, and if I don't like the shading, I'll just leave it flat, kind of like, you know. But I also thought watercolor would be a cool style, but I don't know how to paint watercolor, so. I'm picking the wrong times to learn how to do things. Yet, yes. Yet is the correct terminology for that. I don't know how to do any of the stuff yet. I really want to be able to learn how to paint in Photoshop. That's probably my ultimate goal with this. I like kind of like semi-realistic, but not hyper-realistic. Probably for my style, at least. So I want it to be believable, but not like you could reach out and pet it believable. I don't know if I'm making any sense. don't want me, I love the water under the bridge. Stop. Now you gotta switch to the eraser and it keeps insisting that you want the pen. No thanks. It's not the same amount of teeth, but... I feel like I just need like one more little tooth. I feel like I need to start like kinda... It's a beautiful thing that shading's gonna kinda hide is the mouth I don't know how to work. I don't know if I like that tooth that close. Especially when it's that fitted to there. It's like a good tooth, but it didn't look like the right size. This is why I like drawing the tiger better, because Tiger hides all his teeth. This boy dragon needs to show off his fangs. I don't know how teeth work. Still, okay, that's the eraser for some reason. Okay, working with it. Making it work. All the old school music too. Old school for me because we played it in 5th grade band and I didn't know what song this was. So Mountain Smithy, how'd you come up with your username? That's a good question. I'm curious. My original, more embarrassing username used to be Swiss Cookie. But that's a name I came up with in like the 2nd grade. That was because my cat's name was, at the time, was Cookie. And for some reason I thought she should be a Swiss Cookie specifically. I don't know why. I was a 2nd grader. I can't explain myself. So I went by Swiss Cookie until about 4 years ago, maybe. And I was tired of people calling me Cookie on the internet because I didn't feel like that, like, fit me. It was weird. A lot of people were like Cookie in this community. Like, end up with EH. Cookie. But I didn't want to be Cookie, so I, switched it to Legend Wings, which is actually my DBA. I know I probably shouldn't mix my YouTube channel with, like, my business, name, but I don't know why, I just like the name. Nothing Legend Wings. Why is that erased? I have to redraw that. And so that's where Legend Wings comes from. It's a couple of words I just thought fit each other. Yeah, I know. I don't know how to change it on my URL. It sucks. Swiss Cookies 22. I don't even know where the... You know what? 22 probably came from, honest to goodness, I swear 22 was probably because I needed numbers or something in a Neopets account name, and so I probably put 22 or was generated 22. So yeah, Swiss Cookies 22 was a lot of, like, all of my usernames before the year 2010 was probably Swiss Cookies 22, and I've watermarked all my videos in the past, and so all of them have, like, Swiss in the bottom, because I don't want to be cookie, I want to be Swiss. So yeah. And that's how I evolved. I have become Legend Wings. It still makes no sense. It makes as much sense as a Swiss cookie does, but, like, I think it sounds more epic. I think it's funny, though, like, I expected people to call me Wings for some reason. They call me Legend, and I don't feel like I live up to that. I'll go by Legend. If they want to call me that, sure. I don't feel very legendary. Oh, jeez Louise. Come on. Come on. Come on. I need a bigger eraser so I can see what I'm doing here. So I erase some of this main. I'll figure out again in a bit. No. Brush. Get this line to come back in. Nope, still Toy Swiss Cookie. Sad. Sadness. It will forever plague me. I don't know how to get rid of the URL or to change it. And I'm probably not big enough of a YouTuber to change anything. I forgot about this one too. So use the shop in Zelda. Oh! That's nice. I like that. See, I like that story better than just, like, I like random words that I randomly put, like, its connection to Zelda. That's cool. So that's another game series I've yet to play. I've played... Oh, what Zelda game was it? It's the one he turns into a wolf. I got through, like, the first couple hours of that, and then my ex took the game back with him, so I never get to finish. So yeah, I know I need to get into Zelda at some point. Just try it. To say I've been able to play it. I need to branch out of my Pokemon playing and play new games. It's literally like my life is Pokemon. I shiny hunted the last 3 nights in a row. Pretty good success, but I need to play other games too. I remember the song. The things I add to my playlist, I must add in my sleep. Come on. Mr. Glassman. I guess I do kind of remember it. So this guy's playthrough. Okay, that makes sense. Mountain Smithy. That's fun. I like it. Mountain Smithy. Very fun. I'm trying to think of how my friends got their usernames. Because the ones I usually stream with are 97 Blue Flame. Sorry, I just got another text that came in. I got distracted very easily. I know 97's the year she was born, I believe. It's probably just a random generated name that she grabbed. But my other friend Taylor is the Fire Belly. And I'm pretty sure that's a warrior cat's name that she had at one point. So she still goes by Fire Belly. I have, however, moved away from Swiss Cookie. Because I couldn't anymore. But I feel like that's when subscribers, like, stopped coming. Is after I named myself something different that I thought would be better. I don't know that I had any correlation, but, like, you know. I feel like this neck, his head looks too big for his neck right now. I also need to erase this. I don't know if I should erase all the, like... I just felt like the dragon looked naked without some sort of scales, but I really don't want to cover his whole body in scales. Name I came up with... Jim Headshot. Now, where did Jim Headshot come from? Oh my lord. Yeah, maybe Swiss Cookie isn't so bad. Jim Headshot. That is a different one. I think other ones are like Ken744. I'm pretty sure it's another Neopets or like a Webkins account name. Pretty sure that's where Ken744 was. You know, my part of my name and then random assigned numbers. I really appreciate the Warriors website just got rebooted, the Warrior Cats website, and so when you go to create a user, it doesn't let you pick your username. Instead, you refresh a random generator that gives you a random Warrior Cat's name, and they are just the most random, crazy names you could ever come up with. So, I think I'm like... I think I somehow ended up with like White Moon or something. I was like, oh, that's good. But there were other things like, I don't know, like Badger Nose and things like that. It's supposed to be a name. Oh, and your name was Jim. Yep, the guy who gives headshots, definitely his name's Jim. Fun fact, Jim's my dad's name too. So just like, imagine my dad being like, I don't know. This is funny. I like it. Jim Headshot. So I don't know. I always think of like, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody, that like, my parents' names are like the most common names in the world. So like when I hear Jim, I'm like, it's kind of like Bob. I don't know. It's just because I know him so well. I gotta respond to that text. Just my roommate wants to know about tomorrow. Trying to figure out plans for tomorrow. I have to go get a haircut tomorrow morning, but I have to go get early because my roommate really wants to go to Snowfest, so. Just Jim Headshot. I'm just still laughing about that. That's my original sketch. I could do thumbnails. I only do like one though. So it's at least better than a thumbnail I did. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm gonna... He's still cringing about it. I'm right there with you. It's fine. I think we all have to cringe at our first usernames, right? Jim Headshot. Sounds cool. I remember my brother had a name kind of like that too for his Xbox. Changes. What was it? It was probably something exactly like cool guy or awesome guy, some random numbers. What was it? Right? Oh my gosh. This is why children don't get to name themselves. Exactly. Oh, good lord. Just thinking of the things yeah, in proper society. Yep. Oh god, what would I have named myself if I had the freedom to name myself? Because I don't feel like I feel like a lot of kids go through a stage where they don't like their own name, and I don't know that I ever went through that. I only went through a stage where I'm like, it's weird I have 2 capital letters in my name. Why is that, Mom and Dad? Like, I don't understand. Why do I have to specify every time people spell my name? It's like M-C capital K. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to, I don't know. This is weird, but it's, because it was my, grandma's maiden name was Mackenzie. So that's why it's spelled like a weird Mackenzie. Spelled like, was that? I think Mackenzie's English, technically. I think. Mackenzie. So yeah. That's the way it's spelled. Slightly differently. So I'm not Mackenzie. I'm like Mick. But people say it either way. I go by many names. Legend, Wings, Swiss, Mackenzie. My dad calls me Goose. That could have been a good username. Something with Goose in it. My uncles used to call me Kinners. I don't know where that came from. I have lots of really weird names. I have so many weird names. The best part is when one of the girls in high school found out my dad calls me Goose. And I'm not sure why. Just because he does. She called me Goose the whole rest of the year. I didn't mind it. I just thought it was like weird because it's like my dad's pet name for me is Goose. So like, and that's when he's proud of me and when he's mad at me. So it's very confusing. You have to really listen for the intonation of Goose. Goose, you know. I honestly don't know if it's like a Top Gun reference or something. I want to ask him someday, where'd Goose come from? Why do you start calling your daughter Goose? Okay. Focus. I didn't draw anything on that layer? Really not yet. Yeah, I would have had no idea what I could have named myself. I don't mind my name. I think my other... If I was a boy, I think I was gonna be Zach. I mean, this isn't an awful name. It's a good name, too. So I feel like my names... At least the only problem okay, here's the problem I have with my name. Other than, like, people spell it wrong constantly, but fair, because there's so many ways to spell Mackenzie. But the thing is, like, I thought my name in grade school was, like, so unique and original. And then I got to high school, and there was, like, 5 or 6 other Mackenzies in my high school of, like, 300 people. Which just seems like too high of a rate for me. Like, of course we had a dozen Nathans and a dozen Jonathans and stuff like that. But the fact that there were so many Mackenzies and we all spelled our names different, it wigged me out. That's the only name crisis I've ever had. Dancing through life. Oh, hi babe, what's up? Yeah? Yeah? Is it almost time for supper? My cats are very much in a routine. They know that about 11:30 is when I'm going to start getting ready for bed. And so that's usually when I give them their last meal of the evening. And so Riza knows it's 11:30, huh? Yeah, you want to say hi? You're too shy. Intuitively spelt. Thanks. I feel like it's a good way to spell it. To me, it seems weird if you put an A in it. But it's very much like the last name spelling. And then my brother's fiance's name's Kenzie. And so, but she spelled, it's just Kenzie, it's not even Mackenzie. So it's Kensi. It's very cute. That's another, like, off-the-wall way to spell the name kind of a thing. This is the S instead of Z.
So, what's the most swankified place in town?
That would be the Ozfest Ballroom.
Sounds perfect. Let's go down to the Ozfest Ballroom. We'll meet there later tonight. Dance till it's night. Find the prettiest girl. Give her a whirl. Right down the eyes. Dance ballroom. Come follow me. You're happy to be here. Dancing through the night. Cause dust is what we come to. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. It's just not life. So keep dancing through.
Miss Galinda, I hope you'll save at least one dance for me. I'll be right there waiting all night.
Oh, that's so kind. But you know what would be even kinder? See that tragically beautiful girl, the one in the chair. It seems so unfair. We should go on as free, and that she. I know someone would be my hero. If that someone were.
Oh, now here's the monster. Are you guys hungry? My big boy just come and tapped on my shoulder. Spelled.
I would do anything for you, Miss Galinda.
So,
So I'll be picking you up around 8?
after all,
Yeah, I agree with that.
now that we've met,
So the question is, though, is do I give him the few skills like I've given him, or does that look like he's like got a disease? 'Cause yeah, I just don't want him to look busy, but I don't want him to look like he's like a snake? Question mark? I mean, he's kind of, dragons are kind of snake-like, especially Eastern dragons, but like, I just feel like, okay, the crane's got so many feathers, and they're fairly detailed. Tiger's got stripes, and some of them look like flames, kind of. So like, I feel like that's good character design. Tortoise I struggled with so hard. I don't know how to draw turtles. Never drawn one before. And then Phoenix. I don't know. He almost starts to look kind of busy too. That's the problem here. Is I like this wing position for the Phoenix, but then it covers up. It takes up too much space. So I turned them, but now it looks like he's holding something up, and I don't think he is. Oh, I struggle. And I still have to finish the tail on the Phoenix. I don't know what to do for that yet. Because I think traditionally in Japanese, they kind of look like peacock feathers. I don't know. So I don't want the dragon to not look like he has anything going on. I mean, part of what's going to help is that he's going to be bursting from water, and I'm going to kind of draw some legs. I might kind of hide him too, because I'm not very good with the legs either. I can't do art. I went to art school for 4 years and I can't art. This isn't the art they taught me, that they should have taught me. But I didn't want a fine arts degree, because I can't pottery either. Or paint. Or a lot of things. So yeah. Let's see. I should try to center this burb. Doesn't feel like that's centered. I don't know. Burb doesn't look centered to me. I'm probably just crazy. I'm losing it. Looking at full scales instead of the chest. Yeah, that's fair. He probably needs his dragon arm. So yeah, it'll be like... And it's hard to tell. I sticky noted over the other head of the other dragon I had. I just don't like... I have like little stick arms on him right now. I'll figure something out. It'll take a little bit. But yeah, I think that'll help. Make him look less snake-like and give him more detail. Because otherwise I feel like he looks naked. And it's not good to have a naked dragon, I suppose. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So beautiful. Buck, I think you're wonderful. And we deserve each other. Don't you see? This is our chance. I just realized I flattened this layer too without like changing the color back to black, so that's awesome. And honestly, maybe I just need to redraw his body. I don't know. What layer is that even doing anything? What is going on? A choke toward Peefy arm? Oh my gosh. I literally like, okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna draw some good arms here. You ready? Like literally, he's gonna come out and he's not like bursting through the waves with his arms, it's literally like whoa. Oh dear. That guy's messing with this arm. This is gonna be the beastliest of arms. He's just beefing it. It was arm day at the gym. It wasn't leg day. He skipped leg day. And then he's just gonna have like massive. No, does he have mass? I feel like no. He needs little hands. And so it'd be like, look at this is top tier drawing skills. Yep. That's how I draw legs, everyone. Yep. Yep. This other one, he's really pushing through the waves, so like, he's got his fingers together, yep. I'm so good at this. I can art. This is why 90% of my art is headshots. Like, if you looked back at that cat drawing, half of those drawings were literally shoulders up because I cannot figure out legs or body proportions. Especially for, it's one thing for like cats and things that exist so you can follow an example. All we have for dragon is other art. So who knows what's exactly right? What other examples can you follow? Just his beefy legs. Oh my lord. But yeah, as bad as these legs are, I can tell he needs his legs. He needs legs. I'll have to do some more practicing on that. Yeah. Yup. Connect the arm, yup. He's just that muscular. Also, I don't know anatomy, so... You know, maybe he needs... Because I feel like Phoenix Burb kind of has some pecs, so like... So he's got like his big old dragon pecs. You know what honestly would help him look less like a noodle? Is if I could tell where his rib cage was and kind of base things off of that. Don't you just wish you could do art without thinking and just kind of like feel stuff? Like, yeah, that looks right, that's fine. And that might help a little bit, honestly. Look at that. Honestly, yeah, he needs a chest. Because right now, it's not like, no. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go probably for 3 more minutes. I really wanted to, like, my whole vision tonight was like, I'm gonna quickly, like, just do this dragon's head, I'm gonna be done. Oh, I don't even have the whiskers yet. The whiskers are like, I don't know if that's the hardest or the easiest part. Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Let's look at some more dinosaurs. Let's see. It's probably the best way. I just remember, long ago when I, like, watched Animal Planet as if it were my religion, they had a show on there about, like, evidence for, like, dragons, like, how they could exist, how they could breathe fire and stuff like that. I'd love to try to find that again and, like, see how they animate things and, like, how they got different things to work. I'm sure the animations were awful, but back then I thought it was the coolest thing. Like, I made presentations for school about this show because I was, like, so into it. Like, guys, dragons, they're real. They were dinosaurs, but they were much cooler. You know that pterodactyl? Yep. Not nearly as cool as this dragon. That was my show, man. Only one episode, though, but it was really cool. But yeah, he needs some kind of a rib cage thing going on. We'll see. I'll get something figured out here. I don't know. Just needs his little scalies and stuff. Okay. Not work with that layer for right now. I need to figure out, like, how crazy I want to get with whiskers. Like, they weren't too crazy before. That one I didn't even try drawing whiskers on yet. The other ones are kind of crazy. I feel like they need to be flying directly behind him. But I need to keep constant pressure so that it doesn't, like, look like it gets larger at the end. Tyrannosaurus Flex. Nice. Tyrannosaurus Flex. I need to just learn, because, like, I only took one drawing class in college, and before that I had 2 years of high school art, which was, and, like, for, of that 2 years, one of those years, like, we didn't have an art teacher, we had a sub-teacher. Because, like, our art teacher just disappeared by mysterious means. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I have not had an anatomy class or, like, a practical art class that teaches me anything other than, like, here's how you create tension. You put two lines really close to each other, but don't touch them. But if you make them too close, it'll look like an accent. So you gotta keep them far enough apart, but keep them close enough so there's tension. Like, that's the kind of art I learned in graphics. I did a kind of a still life class that I feel like I was not very adept for. Because when I draw very lightly, usually. So that's kind of why it's nice to draw digitally. Because it doesn't come off as pencil light, but... you know, something like those. But yeah, that's the one thing I missed out on, is, like, learning how to draw structures for characters and then build them off of that. Like, just watching Aaron Blaze yesterday, yeah, I was watching him yesterday, and listening to him talk about, like, oh yeah, I did this drawing, and I started with a skeletal structure, and then I painted over the muscles, and then I painted over the fur. I was like, how? Teach me your ways. I don't know how any of this works. Oh, good lordy. But yeah. That's one thing I need to add to my list. I also have, next to my desk, is the Animator Survival Kit. And I need to go through that. But, you know, spare time. But I feel like before I can animate, I need to learn how to draw consistent characters. Disney's a very far way away. And it's not just because it's in California. Let me just trade this one whisker and maybe figure out what I want to do with life. I'm gonna draw a lot of skeletons and naked people. Yeah, I never got to do that in college. My curriculum didn't allow time for more, like, real life drawings, and honestly, like, I could have really used that. I'm not at all comfortable with still lifes, especially, like, anytime I cheated in class. Like, I'll freely admit to, when I had to draw still lifes, I would take a picture of it and I'd look at my phone because I couldn't convert, for some reason, that 3D image into a flat surface. But as soon as I could see it flat and it wouldn't, like, move around because I'm moving my head around, I drew everything just fine. And if I have a grid system, even better. Like, grid system, I know it's basically cheating, but I'm really good at drawing people when I have a grid. But when I have to just look at something and, like, oh yes, this is exactly what I struggle so much. And I honestly probably should have been pushed more with that in college, and I just never was. Because that was mostly, that would have been like art drawing 2 or something like that. And since I didn't need it for graduation, I was more focused on getting my graphics classes in and stuff. Which is just a bummer. No, maybe I'll go back and take a couple of classes, or maybe I can find some online classes. At least something. But I cannot draw, like, high detail like that, and I know it would help. That's what stinks. I know it's gonna help me, but I don't want to do it at the same time. It's a struggle. Ah, I didn't want to do that. What if I flip that around? No, not the lip. I didn't mean to flip the lip. I meant to flip the height. A lot of pro art is basically cheating. It's kind of what separates the pros from the not pros. What's a not pro? I mean, fair though. I think that's probably what I struggle with, is when I look at something to draw, I see the entirety of the picture, and what I need to be able to do is break it down into parts. Because I've noticed that's what's helped me a lot with, like, the cat drawings I did. When I was able to build it from shapes, it turned out a lot better than just willy-nilly. Oh, jeez, why is this on this other screen over here? I get so confused. All my pop-ups turn up on my desktop screen and not on my tablet. I'll fix that. Or should it be like more down? Maybe. Oh yeah. There's lots of practice. I get figuring some stuff out. Slowly but surely. The problem I'm having is I like my tiger and I like my phoenix, I like my crane. Everything else I feel like the turtle and the dragon, that's what I'm struggling with. Once I can get into my special effects, I'll feel better, because I can kind of hide a lot of this stuff. Be able to hide the deformed whiskers and hide missing parts of limbs and stuff. I used to draw most of my characters standing in tall grass. And just like, big pencil swipes, hide everything. Hide everything, please. I don't know, I almost wish I saw that whisker on the other side. Maybe it's just because I can see it coming through his neck here. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Well, at least it's behind him, it helps a little bit, but like, it's still a struggle. He just needs like a little strip. Let's do a little strip for that whisker.
I can feel the ghost from my past to haunt me. Voices in my head saying they don't want me. But I won't let the demons.
I'm slowly starting to lose my voice too. I'll start to get quiet. I'm not used to talking for 3 hours at a time, kind of to myself. Oh no. I've got like a couple more minutes left in me. And I need to get ready for bed. And try to be good. My roommate and I always joke, our saying is no more 3 o'clocks. That's because in high school, we'd always swear like, okay, honest, we're not going to stay up to 3 o'clock like we did before. And every time, I swear, every sleepover, I got an hour longer. Until it got to the point where we were up when the birds were getting up. So, our joke is still to this day is no more 3 o'clocks. No more. Honestly, we struggle to do that now. She would probably be able to. Her whole family is like a champion of no sleep. Like, they love sleep, but they can survive with just a couple hours. I can't do that personally. At the same time, I also don't want, like, 10 hours of sleep, because then I'm just groggy all day. But if I don't get somewhere between, like, 6 and 8 hours, I am of no use to anyone. I make no sense. I just feel like a lot of my pencil drawings look so much better than this. again. Color overlay. Let's get rid of this blue so we can't tell what's going on. And not lighter color, just what? Normal. Get back to black here. Oh, I gotta figure it out at some point here. Still, at least you can see Dragon's head now. Before, the way I had his head and his body placement, I couldn't see it past the wings. The question is always, do I need to make the wings smaller on the Phoenix? I feel like no, but... What's the wings? Lock that masking. I don't know, like... I mean, he could be smaller winged. Maybe not that small, but like... I don't know. I kind of like it just digging up the page. Alrighty. I'll talk to you tomorrow, probably. And thanks. Get some rest. Oh, I'm gonna probably wrap up here too. I don't know where else to go right now. My mind's drawn a blank, but I'll get more time to work on this tomorrow, probably after Snowfest. So yeah, and Gremlin's hungry, aren't ya? Alrighty. I think this is where I'm gonna sign off, guys. I'm gonna check out for the night. I don't know when I'll be streaming again, because usually it's Blue, Fire, and I are usually streaming together, but now that Fire is in Ireland for 8 weeks, that's not going to be commonplace anymore, so no more editing challenges for quite some time. But maybe I can get Blue to do something with me sometime. Maybe we'll work out a different live stream and get some editing done together, but yeah, thanks for everybody who's tuned in. Thanks for keeping me company, and I'll talk to you guys soon.